motivationally. Maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't. Ka'imi Fairbairn just completely, as C.J. Stroud is sacked, brought back to the Houston 40-yard line, so they're going to punt this thing back on a 4th and 1,000,000. Ka'imi Fairbairn bundled up like he's out there every single play. I mean, he's got the long sleeves, he's got the glove, he's got the balaclava. Bro, you're on the sideline standing in the heater with the big jacket a vast majority of this game. Don't love it. Don't love it, Will. That is a soft mentality for the kicker.
Yeah, and look, that is a factor. I don't know if I think it gets viewed as kind of outdated, antiquated or whatever. If you're like, hey, dome team, warm weather, playing outdoors, it's obvious. It gets repeated on all the shows. But hey, this team's from Houston. They play indoors. They live in Houston. Going outside to play in whatever, 15 degrees. What's it, 15, 20 degrees? That's something. It is something I always consider.
It is, but I'd also rebut that I would assume C.J. Stroud, who played at Ohio State and in the Big Ten, would probably be okay in conditions like this. I do remember a C.J. Stroud game where, did they go to Northwestern? They won like 21-7. It was like 40-mile-an-hour winds. It was one of the stupidest football games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Remember, though, it's not that cold during college season, because college season, I mean, you're pretty much done middle of November, so, I mean, it's worth bringing up, but it is something that costs my mind.
Yeah, and I think, the real answer to that is going to be, although it is, I guess you could say, 2 cold weather teams in Baltimore and Buffalo, but that game is projected to be about, 2 degrees or something like that, so that is going to be a very cold game. One I would refuse to play in, honestly, because I am a wimp. How cold is it over there right now for you?
It's not bad. 40s maybe? It's decent.
Oh, okay, all right. I was going to say, is it East Coast not bad, or is it, actually not bad? All right, 40 degrees ain't that bad. All right, we're at a break right now with the Chiefs getting the ball back. So let me ask you this. 9.5 the spread. Total's 41.5. Money line, minus 660 on the Chiefs, plus 420 coming back on Houston. You're dropping in right now. 9.5, 41.5. Anything stick out at this point, too? Because I would generally say what I'm going to be interested in here is KC's first 2 drives. The first one starts inside the red zone. The second is extended by a penalty. It still hasn't been that smooth for Kansas City. If you're just dropping in right now, I wouldn't say no to taking 9.5 with Houston.
Yep, it would be Houston or nothing. And it's interesting that both, I mean, we're only a quarter or so in. It's interesting that both the pregame total and the pregame spread are basically the same as they were before, right?
Yeah, pretty much, right? We're at pre-flop numbers right now. Outside of the total just dipped to 40.5, so you can quibble that that's not really where you were, but still within a point both ways.
If I go for a middle on my under 41.5 and go over 40.5?
I think you can fall on 41. I think you're in a good spot there. I think some sharps would say that's plus EV, no?
Yeah, one number to deal with. I'm
just kidding. For audience, anybody who's saying, that's not really that sharp, we get it, all right? We're messing around, all right? Vibes are great. We're chilling out here at the at Bar Canada, watching everything going on. Mike Palm is in. I didn't ask Mike Palm what he's got here in this matchup. By the way, we are going to focus on everything going on in the world of football because the divisional round is underway. We did have a busy day of college hoops. Any good results for you in the early window of college hoops today?
No, enjoyed watching Bama, Kentucky. I think they're still scoring. I think did they get to 200 points? They got pretty close if they didn't get to 200. Kentucky, man, for a top 10 team, they don't play a lot of defense. Bama is that's the wrong team to not play defense against. And I watch a good bit of UConn Creighton. Man, Creighton, it's funny for how dominant UConn's been. 2 championships in a row.
Yep.
Historically a lot of championships. I think Creighton's 8-2, 9-2 all time against UConn. 1 game's in UConn for whatever reason. Creighton has had their number.
How about the one that stuck out? There's a couple that stuck out to me. First off, Houston barely gets by UCF, so congrats there for UCF for sticking around, covering a big number of about 13-14, but you don't get the win against number 10 Houston. But how about Marquette? The other day, you get pushed to overtime by DePaul. You barely beat them, and then here today, you lose outright today to Xavier. So tough one there. Marquette was about a 59-57 Xavier.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So 2 pretty poor performances. Obviously, one of them a loss, but Marquette after a couple of weeks, now you're looking at it going, all right, you got pushed by DePaul, who just got their first Big East win in 2 years yesterday, and then now here you are losing outright at home to Xavier. 59-57 is about a 9.5-point favorite. By the way, I think we have an answer to the question I asked. Brian Cook is the player who had entered the blue tent for the Kansas City Chiefs. So that is the name to keep an eye on there. Mahomes pressured on the first drop back, and it should be second drop back. Now we're going to get a 3rd and 7 coming up here. So again,
wasn't there a basketball player named Brian Cook, Lakers, Illinois? Am I remembering that right?
This sounds about right. I think that's the case. But I think we're all waiting for bated breath as to what the answer to that one's going to be. But I will say really quickly, again, rough start here for Kansas City's offense. Has not been as smooth. Yeah. That was going to be the question, right? Hey, is this team coming back? Is it going to be rust?
Is it too much rest?
Yep. And Matt asked me this question yesterday, and my answer was, well, you know, I kind of give the benefit of the doubt to Andy Reid, right? Because he's done such a good job coming out of these buys, but looks like that is not the case right now. So 6-3 is going to be your final score at the end of the first quarter. So right now, if you're talking about it from a first quarter perspective, Kansas City ends up getting the money there. They were about 2.5-point favorites, and the total does go over the first quarter number. 7.5 was the total here at Circa, and we get 9 in the first frame. We'll come back. We'll give you some updates there. We have a friend at the table out here at Vegas. Julian Edlow from DraftKings is going to be with us for the next couple of minutes to go over his thoughts on what we're going to see both in this game going on right now and later today in the divisional round.
With the Bloomberg Business of Sports Report, I'm Michael Barr. One big advertiser is pulling spots from next month's Super Bowl. State Farm stopped selling new home insurance policies in California 2 years ago because of wildfire risks and ballooning construction costs. This year, the insurance company says it won't run an ad during the big game because of the California wildfires. State Farm says it's received more than 7,400 home and auto claims so far, and it would rather put the money spent on Super Bowl commercials back into customers' hands. Women's basketball teams finally will be paid for playing games in the NCAA tournament each March, just like the men have for years under a plan approved at the NCAA convention. The vote by NCAA membership was the final step toward a pay structure for women playing in March Madness after the Division I Board of Governors voted unanimously for the proposal back in August. With a Bloomberg Business of Sports report, I'm Michael Barr.
Something amazing is happening in video conferencing. People are showing up in big ways. That's because CDW is building collaborative and connected video and audio environments with HP Poly. With NoiseBlock AI to silence distractions and group framing to highlight speakers, everyone on your team gets to shine. Make amazing happen. HP Poly and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/poly.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
This is Make It Rain with Adam Shine.
How about the pressure that Lamar Jackson has on him to beat Josh Allen? Are you kidding me? Can you imagine losing? Look, Jackson in his playoff losses. How about this nugget of futility? And I love Lamar Jackson. The Baltimore Ravens have averaged 10 points a game in the losses for Lamar in the postseason. That's crazy.
Make It Rain with Adam Shine. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Hi, I'm Joe Serralo, the host of Cashing Out on VSiN, the sports betting network, Sunday through Thursday nights, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern. Every night, we react to the biggest news in the sports betting world and get you ready to bet the top games of the week. We'll go over how the money was made or lost with tons of energy, fun, and laughs that are bound to keep you up through the night. Plus, we'll preview the next day's action to give you a leg up on your bets. Check us out on SiriusXM Channel 158 and the SiriusXM app.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Big third down, Mahomes escapes pressure, rolls out to his right, and rips off a pretty decent run to give the Chiefs a fresh set of downs. 15 yards on the scramble down to the KC 39-yard line. It's Kansas City driving right now. You'll see what the result of this drive is going to be. Current in-game numbers as it stands, 9.5 still, with a total of 40.5. So still floating around those pre-flop numbers as the Chiefs currently lead 6-3. It's Live Bet Saturday. JVT, Will Hill is here in Faraway Places. And at my side here at the table at Bar Canada at the D, Julian Edlow from DraftKings. What's up, man?
Living the dream. What better weekend to be out in Vegas?
The best football playoff round, I think, in many people's minds.
Agree.
The divisional round. You get the good teams going at it, and multiple ones at that, not just 2 games. So very excited.
And then you tie in the Natty on Monday night. Pretty good weekend.
I'm not that excited for that. Actually, it's a good. Are you excited for that?
Well, I got a bunch of Ohio State stuff going on,
okay.
so I am excited for that reason.
I feel like, Will, you can answer this. I feel like we've taken so long to get here that I've kind of lost my fire for it, you know?
100%, and it's being new to the 12-team playoff. There's just no rhythm to it. You played some games New Year's Eve, then 10 days off on like a Thursday and a Friday, then another week off. So it's going to take getting used to. It does feel, I've almost forgotten about it at times.
Yeah, well, pretty much.
I reminded you guys.
Yeah, there we go. We did forget, but we'll remember on Monday. All right, real quick, before we get to anything else, what do you got here? Texans, Chiefs, anything pre-flop that you're sweating out?
So I am on the teaser that the rest of the world is on. Yep. I did tease Kansas City and Detroit. I brought it back with a little bit of Houston when the number got there, because just like I was talking to Luke before I came on, like Kansas City, everybody says, oh, Kansas City wins these games, but they don't cover. That's literally 100% true this season, as we see Mahomes get sacked. Kansas City is 7-0 straight up as a favorite of 6 or more points, 0-6-1 against the spread. So, like, that notion of, you think people say it, oh, they always win this game, but they never cover. It's literally 100% true on 7 occasions this year.
How about the night game tonight? I actually like more than anything under punts. I just think a lot of offense. Both teams are going to be aggressive. 9.5 seems about right. I understand their sentiment for Washington because people saw them win last week in Daniels. But, man, Detroit's a tough place to go into. Do you have any feel here for this night game?
That's a great look on the punts, Will, because, I mean, what did we see last week? These dudes, these coaches do not want to punt the ball. I think we should see a lot of points. I think it should be a very good game. I think it's a tough spot for Washington to ask, on the short week, off the one competitive game, the Sunday night game. Now you got to go on the road to, if anybody needed the bye, it's the Lions to get a little bit healthier. I like Washington a lot. I think they're going to be in a little bit over their heads in this type of road atmosphere. So again, I got the teaser as long as you're getting Kansas City and Detroit below a field goal. I do like Detroit to get the game, but again, like if you're somebody that says you like the dog on the spread, I don't hate that. I do think Detroit should have a lot of success running the ball, right? Washington, 30th ranked run defense entering the playoffs in terms of yards per game allowed. It's a little confusing with Montgomery now coming back. How much is he going to play? How many carries is he going to get with Gibbs? So maybe you just look at the Detroit team total rushing. I think that's a pretty good look along with your punts, Will. Or if you got to pick a guy like Gibbs is healthy. Gibbs has been fantastic lately. I think he's in the low 80s, 82.5 last I looked on the rushing yards. Gibbs should have a pretty good game.
Julian Edler with us from DraftKings. Any read on the total? We're starting to see this dip down to 55 now.
Yeah, under money makes sense just with that. That's such a big number for such a big game, right? You would think the defenses can make a couple plays. We've seen, Washington's an aggressive team going for it, right? We saw all those fourth downs last week, and the last time the Lions played, we saw them hold Minnesota on a lot of fourth downs. If we're getting those plays in this game where it's 7 or nothing to the total, and Detroit can have that bend don't break defense that they had against Minnesota, and Washington fails to convert those opportunities they failed on last week, that's going to be a huge swing to this total.
Yeah, Will, I think that's the most fascinating part about this game is this is the team that is first and sixth in terms of fourth down conversion rate, right? That's Detroit and Washington. But we're talking about inherently small sample sizes when you're going for it on fourth down. And if all of a sudden the variance hits the other way and both of these teams are failing on fourth down, like this is going to be crazy in terms of the total.
Yep, and that's up there. That's about as high as I can remember for a total. Detroit, Minnesota maybe got around 56, 57. Yep. But look, NFL 55 is about as high as it gets. Julian, the big game, Bills-Ravens. Seems like the Bills play the marquee game of the division round every year. Usually it's the Chiefs. This year it's the Ravens. I feel like the loser of this game, the quarterback, man, there's going to be all the Monday shows. There's going to be, is this guy overrated? Is this guy clutch? All that stuff. But do you have a feel for this game at all?
Yeah, somebody's going to be hearing about it on Monday. You're right about that, Will. I like Baltimore. I think Baltimore is the better team. Again, it's a tough game. It's not my favorite play of the weekend, but I like how I just like how they run the ball. And it's tough because I do like being on the revenge angle of some of these games, and Baltimore got the regular season game convincingly, 35-10. I think it was a desperation game for Baltimore, who had that poor start to the season, and Buffalo was kind of cruising off a blowout. But that said, I think they're going to be able to run the ball again. Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Henry's season high, by the way, was in that Buffalo game. He had a $199 on the ground, ran one in, caught a touchdown in that game as well. So Derrick Henry rushing yards and Baltimore money line for me. But again, that's clearly the game of the weekend, the heavyweight matchup.
All right, run for Joe Mixon, the left side is about 12 yards as the Texans get the stop, get the ball back after the Mahomes sack. Fresh set of downs now after a good run for Joe Mixon. 6 rushes, 32 yards for Joe. A run on first down, which is going to be pretty interesting. That was the big thing for Slowick coming into this game. So Bobby Slowick, of course, the offensive coordinator for Houston. How are they going to coordinate this offense? How are they going to call plays? And they've been somewhat aggressive here, but Mixon has been pretty good on the ground. All right, Julian Edler's with us. DraftKings going over everything for this matchup that we talked about here. Any props tonight? Like anything like in terms of player props, anything like that sticks out to you? Anytime touchdowns, anything outside of the punts that we discussed?
Yeah, I think it's got to be something Detroit rushing related for me. It's just that we have this little curveball of, hey, Montgomery's coming back. How healthy is Montgomery going to be? How are they going to distribute those carries? So I lean towards it being Gibbs just because he's been so good lately that I feel like you got to keep feeding him the ball. But I haven't bet it yet, and it's a big number in the low 80s. So if I get scared off of it, it will be just Detroit's team total on the rushing. But again, you got Gibbs in the low 80s. You've got Montgomery in the mid 40s. Last I looked, Detroit team total rushing was, I think, 147. That's a good amount higher than just combining Gibbs and Montgomery. So now you got to get some other stuff mixed in there. They do give, like, Jameson Williams, those end arounds and stuff. Like, there's ways to get it there. But how high the team total is for Detroit is kind of what scared me off not going to that over Gibbs. So I'm still trying to figure it out, but I do think there's an angle to Detroit running the ball here at home against Washington as a big favorite.
How about the early game tomorrow? The Rams looked really good. The Eagles were kind of meh against the Packers last week. So look, there's going to be sentiment for the Rams. They got a quarterback, they've got a coach, but a warm weather team from LA, short week on the road in Philly. Do you like the dog here in terms of the Rams?
I really want to like the Rams as CJ Stroud will not go down. Breaks off a big one here.
Had one of those against LA last week too.
Yeah. I want to like the Rams. I'm just concerned again about the spot. They're on the short week. They now wind up having to play 2 away games, at least 2 travel games, because of last week being in Atlanta. So it's kind of a similar spot to Washington, right? You're traveling 2 weeks in a row. You're on a short week. And now you're, like you said, Will, an LA team going out to what's going to be a cold, snowy Philly. I like how the Rams are playing. I love Matt Stafford, McVay, the way the defense is playing. I want to like them. It's just, it feels like it's setting up to be a good spot for Philly. And then, like you said, Philly didn't look great last week. If they can bounce back, play a little better in this game, I don't think I'll lay it. I'll maybe consider, I haven't bet anything in that game yet. I'll maybe consider getting Philly in on as a teaser leg or a money line parlay leg. I think they're ultimately going to be the right side. But I'm talking myself into both sides of that one. I want to like the Rams, but the spot just does not set up for them.
Big picture, where are you at in the NFC? Like, best team in the NFC still left?
It's a great question. And again, like, I would like, let's say the 2 favorites win. I theoretically like Philly there. It's just, if they were at home, I would love them. In Detroit, a little bit of a different story. And I know we hung a 3 at DraftKings as the look ahead there. There were 2.5s out there. I would say, you know, in Detroit, I would lean to the Lions in that game. But again, Philly's been a problem on defense. And if Detroit does not look healthy on defense tonight, that would sway me the Eagles' way. So NFC is a great question right now. I'm almost going to give the soft answer and say I got to see more out of these teams.
Real quick, right now, in-game number 6.5, so we are underneath that touchdown mark. 7.5 now bouncing back, 36.5. These numbers courtesy of DraftKings as C.J. Stroud of the Texans have a 3rd and 5 coming up with 7:50 left to go in the second quarter. So a massive chance here to convert it. Oh. And another 3rd down ends in a C.J. Stroud sack. This offensive line is going to be a problem. The 5th most pressured quarterback in the NFL gets taken down again. We'll see the Texans, what they do on special teams. When we come back, can you stick around for one more? Are you going anywhere?
We'll do one more.
All right.
What do I got to do?
I have a question for both of you because you hit on a topic that I think is one of the most fascinating ones this week in the NFL. We have 3 teams that have seemingly gotten better on defense, but I don't believe it. And I want to discuss why that might be. That's when we come back here on Live Bet Saturday.
Experience the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Live it up with the world's largest sports book, Circa Sports. Get loose and get loud with all sports, all seasons at Stadium Swim. Take in the $1 million views at our rooftop lounge, Legacy Club. Go big and go all night with our luxurious rooms and suites. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
Elevate your swim game at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Featuring the best pool in history, Stadium Swim. 3 levels, 6 pools, and a 143-foot diagonal screen. It's 365 days of fun in the sun. With all sports, all seasons. Stadium Swim. Located at Circa Resort and Casino. Book today at circalasvegas.com.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social by playing with friends. Learn the game and know the odds. Play with trusted, legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. If you're getting in on the action, visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
Want more VSiN? You can watch all of our VSiN shows live from Las Vegas on your phone, tablet, or TV 24 hours a day by becoming a subscriber. You can also catch full replays of all of your favorite VSiN shows. Become a subscriber at VSiN.com today. This is Money Moves.
Notre Dame's defense is the difference maker for me. The turnover margin for Notre Dame all season long is a difference maker for me if this comes down to it. With the under, I think that's where I might end up placing my favorite wager of this game as well, just because not only is Notre Dame's defense so good, Ohio State's defense is actually better when you dive into the numbers and what they've done this year.
Catch Money Moves every weekday at noon Eastern, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Looking for someone's picks? We compile every pick from VSiN hosts and guests every day and email them to all VSiN Pro subscribers. Become a VSiN Pro at VSiN.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe.
Experience the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Live it up with the world's largest sports book, Circa Sports. Get loose and get loud with all sports, all seasons at Stadium Swim. Take in the $1 million views at our rooftop lounge, Legacy Club. Go big and go all night with our luxurious rooms and suites. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
Hey, it's Gil Alexander from VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Check out my show, A Numbers Game, every weekday from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern. Each morning, myself and my producer, Kelly Bidlin, are joined by some of the biggest names in the sports betting world as we attack the games of the night and try to exploit edges and make you some money. Plus futures as well, long-term views in sports betting. For novice sports bettors and expert sports bettors alike, check us out weekdays on SiriusXM Channel 158 and the SiriusXM app.
Prop Points with John Hansen.
I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown against Noah Igbenogany, and I'm glad that this is a thing because I just like to show off how I can pronounce Igbenogany, quite frankly. I mean, look at me. Noah Igbenogany, though, is a former Dolphin. You know, he's coming on in this new system, and he's only given up 0.19 fantasy points per route run, but I still think that overall it's the best matchup for Detroit.
Prop Points with John Hansen. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Well, the Houston Texans, an interesting strategy to leave Travis Kelce wide open in the middle field. An even more interesting strategy with the alligator arm tackle that was nowhere near. I don't know what that was, but either way, massive catch and run for the tight end, and the Kansas City Chiefs inside the 10-yard line, round down. First and goal from the 6 of Houston. A run up the middle from Pacheco is going to get down right at about the 4-yard line or so. So second and goal coming up. A big play there that went for 49 yards for Travis Kelce. Julian Edlow is here at the table. Jonathan Montoba, Will Hill out far away. All right, really quick, I'll get to my question. But, Will, what'd you make of that sequence there? We had a massive incomplete. It looked like it was going to be a big play for Hollywood Brown. Not the case, but then another big play on the next one with Kelsey. Second and goal coming up for KC.
Yeah, danger time for the Texans. Getting down 10 on the road. I know they get the ball to start, and maybe they have a double dip opportunity if the clock breaks right. But, man, you don't want to start getting down double digits. That's a tough recipe to win. The other thing that crossed my mind, the game 5 years ago when these teams met in the second round, you couldn't have two more polar opposites. It was like being low scoring, and that game basically had 100 points at halftime.
Big moment here as they do the stupid little pitch, like the short pitch play. Xavier Worthy's going to be down at about the half-yard line. So you breathe a sigh of relief if you've got a first touchdown somewhere alive that is not Xavier Worthy, because he's going to be down very clearly at the half-yard line.
And if you have Worthy, you want to throw the remote control through the TV.
At the very least, they're not going to. You at least you don't call in like a Ezekiel Elliott or some no name to get this touchdown. Please give it to somebody who actually deserves it. Third and goal coming up if they get it for the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, Julian Edlow's here. I mentioned Pacheco's going to be. Or no, that's not Pacheco. Excuse me.
There
we go.
What you just set up did actually happen.
Yep, a no name. Kareem Hunt, I believe. Is that it? Is going to get this touchdown. Yep, Kareem Hunt is going to poach a touchdown. So congrats on those who had Kareem Hunt.
Since when does Kareem Hunt take the carries from the one instead of Pacheco?
Since now.
Yeah, literally.
Absolutely ridiculous. So 12-3 coming up. We'll see what KC decides to do here with 4:36 left to go in the second quarter. All right. So I phrased the question. Harrison Butker is coming in for the extra point. So I'll start with you, Julian, then I'll go to you, Will. So I think there's three teams that really come to mind this week: Baltimore, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Detroit Lions, where in different sample sizes of data, you have seen improvement from their defenses. For Detroit, it was one game, Minnesota. I think it's a little worrisome that Minnesota turned in the exact same offensive performance in that game. Sorry to bring up old wounds, Will, but I had to bring it up, right? Mirror image performance from Sam Darnold of the Vikings offense against the Rams. For the Rams, they have looked a lot better. They have played teams like the Saints down the stretch. It's been an absolute awful stretch of offenses. Same thing with Baltimore. Baltimore's played absolutely nobody from an offensive standpoint. So, Julian, I'll ask you, these three teams which are showing defensive improvements, do we actually buy it?
I buy it a little bit, and but the thing is also, like, a couple of those are going to be weather games. The Sunday games are going to be weather games too. That's going to help these defenses, right? So maybe they are going to look a little better. Like, if you're on the Baltimore side like I am, doesn't feel comfortable to have that pass defense that gave up so many yards in the regular season going against Josh Allen. But you factor in the weather, I think the pass defense is probably going to look a little bit better, or be in a strong position there, and being able to run the ball like Baltimore is a little bit of my reasoning in that game. With the Rams, I would say I do buy it. I think that front's been a lot better lately. I trust the coaching. Like, I think they can scheme something up here against the Eagles. It's just not the best spot. And then Detroit is the one that I don't have an answer on. I don't know. They've got this time off. Are they going to be healthier? Was it a product of how bad the Vikings have been lately in those last couple of games? Detroit is the big question mark for me. If Jaden Daniels can make big plays downfield, or if that defense is going to look like the veteran, experienced defense playing at home against a rookie quarterback. I have no idea.
Well,
I'd buy it more with Baltimore. A couple reasons. I know the schedule was very favorable, very soft at the end of the season, but if you look at the first half of the season, it was a gauntlet. Not many teams were going to have good stats when you play Mahomes. They played Burrow twice. They played Allen. They played the Cowboys when they had Dak healthy. They got to play Winston, the Browns with Winston as opposed to Watson. The first half of their schedule was really difficult, really challenging in terms of opposing quarterbacks. And I don't know how much of this is sustainable, but a lot of their bad defense, they're very penalty prone. Now, is that like randomness? Do they commit a lot of penalties because they're bad on defense? I don't know, but that would be one where, hey, penalties are random. That's why their defense was bad, and maybe that can get cleaned up, even out. So I buy Baltimore. I don't buy Detroit. I just think they're not that great to begin with, and they had so many injuries. The crowd noise will give them a help, the environment. But I think when they go against the big-time offense, Philly, or maybe in the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be hard to win with that defense. I'm still skeptical of Detroit.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with the points of I'm skeptical about pretty much all of them at this point right now. And I mean, for the Rams, too, because Humans has brought up multiple times that 5-game winning streak before Week 18 that the Rams were on, they had held each opponent but one to under 14 or fewer points. But you're talking about New Orleans, San Francisco, the Jets, and the Cardinals. Not not really
great.
A slate of offenses, which is going to be awesome. And the one great offense you faced, it was a 44-42 shootout that you had to get into, and that was Buffalo. So very much have a question about the Rams, and then Will hit it on the head with this defense with Detroit. And again, not to rub salt in it, but the fact that Sam Darnold, Will, was the exact same quarterback he was in that Sunday night game against LA, that does not bode well, I think, when you're talking about Detroit. Everybody else was lighting them up, and then Darnold just turned into a pumpkin.
I mean, you watch the Minnesota game, there were guys wide open all over the field. Hawkinson early, Jefferson. They got a little bit of a pass rush, but it's not like those guys were covered like blankets. There were guys open. He just missed it.
All right, big drive coming up. As Will mentioned, down by 10 now. Houston is 4:30 left to go in the second. You do get the ball back here to start the third quarter. So if you can double dip, you can get eat some of the clock while also getting some points on the board would be massive. All right, as we're talking, Julian Edlos here. Well, let's talk about this. I mean, we brought up the fact that you reminded us the national championship game is coming. We might as well hit on this really quickly since you're still with us. Current numbers right now as we get closer to Monday, and a vast majority of the handle still is coming in. 8-point spread across the board, total of 45 or 45.5. You said you have Ohio State stuff in the mix?
Stuff in the mix. Some futures on Ohio State. I do think in a weekend that a lot of people are going to be teasing these NFL games that are on the board. I think getting Ohio State down below a field goal is also a pretty good look.
I didn't know you were allowed to tease.
Not that I was just going to say, not that you're allowed to tease college football, but when there's one game left, you're allowed to tease college football. I think Ohio State's a pretty good leg. I did just go and bet Quinshon Judkins anytime touchdown scorer. He had 2 in the first playoff game against Tennessee, did not get one in that rout of Oregon, and then had 2 again in the last game. Last game, we saw Notre Dame, Penn State got to them on the ground. What did they run 3 in, I think it was, for Penn State in that game? So I think Judkins is the guy, at the goal line for Ohio State. I think he's a good look on a player prop in that game, and I do like the Buckeyes to get it done. I think they're going to have success on the ground. I think that pass rush against Riley Leonard, who generally does not get stuff going downfield, besides a couple of big plays against Penn State, one of which took 2 defensive backs slipping on the same play to get that game-tying touchdown. So I think Ohio State's got a fair amount of edges on the field in that game. I do like, if you told me to bet the game straight, what do you like? I would lay the 8 with Ohio State.
College basketball is going to start to come into the forefront here as football winds down. I know you're grinding it pretty much every day. You have a team that you think is just underrated, kind of flying under the radar here as we're a couple months away from March Madness.
Most underrated. I don't know if I have a great underrated one. I've been picking off like some Florida, some Iowa State.
You want an answer to that one? Anybody Doug Gottlieb is facing.
I knew that's who you were going to go. All right, that's a good answer, and we talked about this off air, and I need to set an alarm on my phone for Gottlieb days because I just don't remember. And then I see it flying around Twitter. Oh, Gottlieb got smoked again. And I'm like, maybe one day I'll remember. So that's a good answer, JVT. I would say, I'm out on the 2 favorites, I guess, which I think last I looked was Duke and Auburn were atop the board. I don't think they're the best bets, and not even odds-wise. I just don't necessarily like those 2 teams to go on and win it all. Duke, particularly that inexperience at some point in the tournament, as great as Cooper Flagg is, don't necessarily love Duke. But yeah, teams with good guards that play some defense. Florida, as I mentioned, is one that I've got some tickets on. Iowa State. And I've been taking some Alabama stuff, who got a nice road win today at Kentucky in that top 10 game in the ultra-competitive SEC. Bama's another team that I do like this season moving into March.
The team that I just added, actually, futures-wise, then just went out on the road to Minnesota and lost Michigan. I did add them at 30-1. Hey, start making smarter bets today. VSiN Pro subscription will help you out. Sign up now. Save 25% off an annual sub. Promo code is LIVE, L-I-V-E. Dominate the football playoffs. You get the daily best bets, the betting splits from DraftKings and Circa. 24/7 access to live stream. Upcoming Super Bowl betting guide, March Madness betting guide, and more. Don't miss out. Sign up now. VSiN.com/subscribe. Promo code LIVE. Save 25% off VSiN Pro annual sub today. VSIN.com/subscribe. Julian, appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Enjoy the game. Hang out. Do whatever. It's a great environment to do it on. When we come back, we'll hit up this game from a live betting standpoint. Second hour loaded. Zach Owen's going to be with us. The American hero Dave Ross is going to be with us as well. We've got a UFC NFC card coming up today that got a little worse. We'll talk about that in an hour with Dave.
Bing, bang, boom.
G-Bank is the official bank of VEASAN. Why? For one, unlike other credit cards, G-Bank does not treat sports betting transactions as a cash advance. And for every eligible gaming transaction, you'll earn a 1% cashback reward. That's right, 1% cashback rewards on every eligible wager. And you'll earn 2% cashback rewards on all other eligible purchases. Apply for the G-Bank Visa Signature Card today at VEASAN.com/GBank. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Elevate your swim game at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Featuring the best pool in history, Stadium Swim. 3 levels, 6 pools, and a 143-foot diagonal screen. It's 365 days of fun in the sun. With all sports, all seasons. Stadium Swim. Located at Circa Resort and Casino. Book today at circalasvegas.com.
This is Make It Rain with Adam Shine.
I was saying all along here on VEASAN this entire season, you don't want to face the Rams in the playoffs. I think if you can get Barkley, almost sounds crazy, in the 1 to 125 range, that's a success considering he went for 255 last time. I think that absolutely you're going to see the LA Rams stay within that number of 6.
Make It Rain with Adam Shine. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on VEASAN, the sports betting network.
Come on.
I want sales reports on my desk by Monday.
Whoops. My bad.
Love racing? RTN brings you every live simulcast on your home television, plus live video streaming and race replays on your PC and mobile devices. To order, visit rtn.tv.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
At the front door.
Nate ahead. Drop back now for Hanrahan. Hanrahan shot. He scores!
See red, I gotta get it out.
Osborne, 50 seconds left on the power play. Osborne walks the blue line, slides it over to Vidok. Vidok eyes the cage. Shot! Score!
Our echoes break walls. It's about to get loud.
Got to the rebound, back to the line for Strathman. Over to Burchill. Shot, score! For Jardine, rebound, loose. Jardine couldn't backhand it home. Puck is kept by Bernard. Across Hextall, score!
It's gonna get loud. All the battles that we lost, yeah. We'll bring the grit to win it all. It's about to get loud.
Saturday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio, the United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 35 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Tonight, they take on the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing the action this evening on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports. Phantoms and Fighting Saints were in action last night here at the Cavelli Center, a game in which the Phantoms came away with a 5-4 shootout victory. Dubuque opened the scoring just 1:21 into the game. On the first shot of the game, Lucas Van Vliet got his 12th goal of the season, and Dubuque led 1-0. Dubuque doubled that lead at the 10-minute mark on Josh Giuliani's 13th goal of the year. And Dubuque had a 2-0 lead halfway through the first period. Youngstown got on the board a minute and 12 seconds later. Adam Bannock, his 10th of the season. Colson Hanrahan and Jameson Slies with the helpers. Phantoms tied it at 14-26 on Michael Messick's 9th goal of the season. Bannock and Slies with the helpers. At 18-18, Luke Osborne put the Phantoms ahead with a 4-on-4 goal for Osborne, his 4th goal of the season. Slies and Ryan Rusinski with the assists. Youngstown led 3-2 at the end of the first. No scoring in the second period. Dubuque tied the game at 2:12 of the third with a power play goal for Matt Desiderio, his 12th of the year. Phantoms retook the lead at 8:49. Carter Murphy's 3rd goal of the campaign. Slies and Michael Messick with the helpers. Dubuque tied it at 13:48 on Michael Barron's 14th goal of the year, and that would necessitate overtime. No scoring in the 3-on-3 period, so we went to the shootout. Luke Osborne converted in the bottom of the first. Lucas Van Vliet converted in the top of the second, and Ryan Rusinski converted in the bottom of the third to give Youngstown the 2-1 win in the shootout and make our final score 5-4. Liam Bierman took the loss. He stopped 22 out of 26. Melvin Strahl got the win. He stopped 30 out of 34. 3 stars of the night. Jameson Slies, the 3rd star with 4 assists. 2nd star of the night, Adam Bannock with a goal and an assist. And the 1st star with the shootout winner went to Ryan Rusinski. Dubuque power play was 1 for 3. Youngstown power play was 0 for 1. Going to check in with engineer Dave Ferris. Do we have a Ryan Ward interview? All right, let's take a listen to last night's post-game interview with Phantoms head coach Ryan Ward.
Ryan, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I thought...
Please be cautious.
Ryan, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I thought you guys did a good job of sticking with it. First couple goals were a little wonky, but I think obviously great response in the first, and I thought we had played a pretty solid second. Had some chances we didn't capitalize on. Third was a little sloppy. We could clean that up, and obviously great to be back at home. It feels like we've been on the road for months, and good to be back at home and playing here, and obviously huge to get the win. Yeah, he's looked good.
Jameson Slies, 4 assists. I mean, we've talked about him now, I think 3 or 4 interviews in a row. What else can this guy do?
Yeah, JMO's coming to play every night, and he's done obviously done a good job. And he's the more comfortable he gets, the better he's playing. And I think him and Benny are starting to read off each other a little bit, which is good. And Mess had a great night tonight. So, thrilled with JMO. He's a competitor. I think he's having a lot of fun being here and playing meaningful hockey, and it's good to have him.
We just continue to see Luke Osborne just grow and mature in front of our eyes. Another goal tonight is now 2nd all-time in Phantoms defenseman goal scoring. What else can we say about him?
No, Ozzy, he's really taken a step as a leader, and kind of his standing in the locker room as far as being a go-to guy, and you just see how much he's maturing as a player and a person, like being able to handle the minutes he plays and the responsibility of being one of the best players on the team. I think he does a great job with that, and I think you see it in his game, and the confidence continues to grow. And obviously he's a heck of a player, and I think we're going to still see his best hockey here.
Obviously, tough team on that other bench. Guys having the Mars. What do you guys have to do to get another win?
Yeah, I think we just have to honestly, I liked our game plan. I think we just have to clean a couple things up, and we can't be as stubborn with the puck sometimes. And I think we just clean a couple things up, learn from it, and it's going to be a great night with guns and hoses night here. So I think we just learn from the mistakes that we made, and we just keep going.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks.
And that was post-game last night with Phantoms head coach Ryan Ward. Let's take a look at tonight's scratch report, starting with the Dubuque Fighting Saints. You can scratch number 16, Melvin Ekman, and number 22, Colin Frank. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 7, Casimir Sobieski, and number 16, Justin Kerr. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the Dubuque Fighting Saints, who entered tonight's game with a 24-9-0-1 record. Their 49 points put them in first place in the Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing, out of Canton, Michigan, committed to Arizona State, number 13, Michael Barron. At center, out of Wilmette, Illinois, committed to Ohio State, number 6, Charlie Aaron. On right wing, out of Ithaca, New York, committed to Michigan, number 23, Cooper Dennis. On defense, out of Arlington Heights, Illinois, committed to Ohio State, number 15, Edson Engel. And out of Monroeville, Pennsylvania, number 28, Luke Malbuff. In net, out of Marquette, Michigan, committed to Lindenwood, number 35, Liam Bierman. Bierman enters tonight's game with an 8-1-0-1 record, a .902 save percentage, and a 3.22 goals against average. Fighting Saints are coached by Evan Dixon, assisted by Jacob Semick and Rory Dinan. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms, who entered tonight's game with a 20-13-0-1 record. Their 41 points put them in third place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing, out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, committed to Harvard, number 10, Evan Jardine. At right wing, out of Broadview Heights, Ohio, committed to Ohio State, number 56, Ryan Musinski. At center, out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, committed to Michigan State, number 17, Jack Hextall. On defense, out of Plymouth, Michigan, committed to Wisconsin, and the draft property of the Buffalo Sabres, number 13, Luke Osborne. Also on defense, out of Longmeadow, Massachusetts, committed to UMass, your captain, number 47, Colson Hanrahan. In net, out of Sweden, committed to Michigan State, and the draft property of the Columbus Blue Jackets, number 60, Melvin Strahl. Strahl enters tonight's game with a 14-8-0-0 record, a 2.61 goals against average, and a .899 save percentage with 2 shutouts on the season. Phantoms are coached in his third season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by Scott Gordon. The equipment manager is Andrew Rush. Athletic trainer Amber Martinelli. Goaltending coach Neil Conway. Strength and conditioning coach Tommy Malloy. Director of Player Development Ethan Goldberg. Director of Skill Development Carl Linden. And the general managers are Jason Deskins and Ryan Kosecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referee will be Ross Beck. The linesman will be Gustav Arendt and Robert Taylor. Just about 4.5 minutes remaining here at the arena before starting lineups in the national anthem. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
You missed his new haircut because you were busy not missing hockey. Never miss a goal with live game stories, only in the NHL app.
Youngstown is a distinguished legacy, and we're honored to now serve the Mahoning Valley. In your story, we find our purpose. And Number One Cochrane is committed to ensuring every chapter is driven by reliability and dedication. Because buying or servicing a vehicle is more than just a transaction. It's about helping people go farther, accomplish more, and enjoy the freedom of reliable transportation. With a great selection of brands in Youngstown, we can offer you more choices, greater value, and our completely transparent, clearly better car buying experience.
Get a me drain. Get a me drain.
Drain or sewer problems? Call Get a me Drain at 330-758-5031 and get it fixed fast. Call now. 330-758-5031.
Premier Bank is powered by people. People like our proud and strong and wonderfully one-of-a-kind customers who trust us with their dreams and goals. People like our attentive employees who listen and collaborate to consistently deliver the best customer service in the business. People like those in our community who help us make the places we call home as strong as they can possibly be. People like you who we look forward to connecting with at yourpremierbank.com. Premier Bank, powered by people. Member FDIC.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Northeast Ohio, back in 1803, James and Danny Heaton found the ore that was lying in Yellow Creek. Built a blast furnace there along the shore, and they made the cannonballs that helped the Union win the war. Here in Youngstown, here in Youngstown, my sweet Jenny, I'm sinking down here, darling, in
NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand score! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Big, big, big. It's a big deal. You get 1 medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. It's the biggest deal in breakfast. It's Dunkin's $5 meal deal.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leads. For more information, call 330-740-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
At left wing from Bluefield Hills, Michigan, number 10, Evan Jordy. At center from Broadview Heights, Ohio, number 56, Ryan Rushinsky. At right wing from Rolling Meadows, Illinois, number 17, Jack Hextall. On defense from Plymouth, Michigan, number 13, Luke Osborne. And also on defense from Longmeadow, Massachusetts, your captain, number 47, Colson Henry. And in goal, from Solnäs, Sweden, number 60, Melvin Straw. Fans, your junior starters for tonight are from the Lawrence County Lightning 10U team. Fans, please stand as our local Boy and Girl Scouts lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Fans, please continue standing and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem by Shawnee Sharper.
As always, a wonderful rendition of our national anthem from Shawnee Sharper. Welcome back into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Fans, Matt Lipsack here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Got Dave Ferris at engineer tonight. Pushing the buttons, paying the bills. Not paying the bills, no. Dave says forget the bills. All right, I like it. Brendan Miller is keeping things up to date on social media for you. And my son Jonathan is acting supervisor here in the press box this evening. Ceremonial facing off here on Guns and Hoses night. I believe it's also Scout night here at the arena. I get a nod from Dave Ferris. See, I pay attention to social media for the Phantoms sometimes. Saints and Phantoms for the fourth and final time this evening. Dubuque took 2 of the first 3, one of them in a shootout. Phantoms' lone win against Dubuque this year in the shootout. So Dubuque 2-0-1 against Youngstown. Phantoms are 1-1-0-1 against Dubuque. And regular season series is a tiebreaker come playoff time, so we will see what happens after 60 minutes or more tonight. You can roll for initiative. We are underway as Dubuque wins the faceoff. Angle over at Malbuff and out to center for Barron to fire into the Youngstown zone. Comes around to the right corner. Dennis leaves it in the circle for Aaron. Up to the point for Malbuff, firing a shot. Hit bodies in front. Might have hit Osborne in the jaw. He grabbed his mouth. Looks like he's okay. Up to the point. Unable to keep the line was Angle. He'll have to hustle back as Jack Hextall got on his horse after that one. Able to play out to center for Dennis. Poked away from behind by Hextall. Came to Rusinski. Back to Hextall. Took a little bit of a bump as the puck rolled down into the Saints zone. Rusinski fed it through. Was looking for Hextall coming through the low slot, but instead it's going to be Barron to bring it ahead. Centering feed looking for Dennis. Broken up by Osborne. Bounces over to Hextall. Lifted out to center to the Saints defense. Played back looking for Merrill. Chipped down into the Youngstown zone. Barron applying some light forecheck pressure as Hanrahan plays it over to Osborne. Gains the red line, fires it into the right-hand corner of the Saints zone. Youngstown going to start a line change here. Rusinski, the last one of the opening lineup, still on the ice as DeHaro plays it down off the stick of Desiderio. Bounces into the Saint zone, picked up by Slides behind him for a quick, sharp angle shot that is redirected into the meshing off the stick of Michael Messick there with that shot for Youngstown. 1:12 into the first period, which is presented by Price Heating and Cooling. Face off to the right of Bierman, who gave up 4 goals on 26 shots last night. Face off is won by Messick. Still loose, controlled by Youngstown. DeHaro across the top of the circles, dropped it back for Bannock. His shot is blocked by Spicer. Saints come ahead in a 3-on-2. Houston over with Bannock. Spicer fed it across, was looking for his man cutting through. That was Giuliani. Pass did not go as DeHaro sends it up the far wall, and Bannock gets on his horse to lead the rush down ice. Enters the zone and chips it toward the end wall. Going to bounce over to Barnhill. Took a bump from his opposite number, Messick, but able to get it to Giuliani, and then out to center for Merrill. Chips the end wall in the Phantom zone. DeHaro played it away and picked up by Bannock. Adam leading the rush once more. 4-on-3 for the Phantoms if they can hurry. Bannock couldn't chip it past the man in his zone. In fact, they're going to say the Phantoms were offside there, as now into the zone comes Merrill down in the Phantoms end, while Dubuque is changing behind the play. DeHaro tried to sweep it up the wall, but Van Vliet got a stick on it. Bounces back to Messick below the goal line. Mike banks it off the wall to Houston behind the cage. Cal going to start out far side, then set it near for DeHaro. Connor to the red line, send it ahead for Burchell. Cross corner over to Hesh. Jakob up the wall, was trying to give it back to Veronin, but redirected out to center by the Fighting Saints. Wilson picked it up, sent it back in. Bierman over to Engel. Pass picked off by Resendez. Landon spins in the right corner. Up to the half wall, now the point for Osborne. Luke intentionally wide of the cage, but couldn't find Veronin. Picked up by Malbuff and floated ahead. Saints to center. Gaining the red line was Van Vliet. He'll send it to the right wing corner of the Youngstown zone. Cornforth tried to check Wilson off the puck. That did not work, as Hesh is knocked off the puck for a moment by Jennershow, but yeah, could be able to regain his faculties and get the puck to Wilson behind the cage. Jack floats near side, snaps it out to the neutral zone for Veronin. Kuzma across the red line. Got it to Resendez across Osborne. Back to play, turns, fires. Bierman saves, he holds. 16:48 left in the first. We are scoreless. Shots on goal, one aside. Face-off will be to the left of Bierman. And it will be Brecken Smith to take the draw against John Morello. And Morello wins that face-off. Saints off the far wall, not clear the zone just yet, but Morello will get it out to center as he jousted with Smith. Puck loose in front of the Saints bench. Coombs able to get control of it, sends it far side for Desiderio. Fires it around the kick plate into the Youngstown zone. Murphy chipped it past one man, came back to him, gave it to Murphy, and then Stengram floated ahead looking for Smith. Brecken from across center red chips it to the end wall of the Dubuque zone. Desiderio, first one to it, tries to come up the near side, but Smith able to get underneath him and work the puck over to Burchell. Taking a few heavy checks from Desiderio. Morello also knocks his man off the puck, and it will be Allen bringing it as far as the line, kept nicely by Stengram, but then swept off of his stick by Morello. Back out to center. Allen loses it in front of his bench, able to regather on a third effort, and drops it back to Desiderio in their own zone. Out to center for Locke, retreats into his own end once more. Just whacks the puck into open ice on the near side as Stengram hustles over to the bench for the line change. Saints with it. They'll bring it around the cage to the far side. Locke able to redirect it out the center. Picked up there by Jardine for a moment, but his pass for Hanrahan did not go. Rolled to Aaron. Centering feed off a stick. Hit Hanrahan in the helmet. Went through the legs of Dennis. Poked to the right corner by Barron. Picked up by Hanrahan. Being watched by Aaron. He'll shovel it up the dasher near side. Found Jardine. Out to center for Rusinski. Rue put into the wall in front of the Saints bench. Looks like he broke his stick on the play. He'll hustle back to the Youngstown side. As the puck is through center, missed a couple of Saints and rolled to Osborne. Luke around the cage to the far side. Found Hextall in the neutral zone ahead for Bannock. Adam into the zone 1-on-4. Sharp angle shot right to the belly of Bierman. He will hang on for the faceoff. Exactly 5 minutes into this first period. We'll have our officials time out. We are scoreless. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Tipping is out of control these days.
Tip, Swayman, a tough one for a goaltender.
Everywhere you look, tip, tip, tip.
Tip and goal. Under the arm of Sarles.
Sometimes all they did was stand there.
This goes off the left leg. That's pretty much how you're going to beat Markstrom.
And it's always when you're trying to save.
Tip in front. No chance for Ottinger.
What? I love tipping.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavalli Center. 5 minutes gone here in the first. We are scoreless. Shots on goal 2-1 in favor of Youngstown. Offensive zone draw coming for the Phantoms. It will be Messick on the dot, opposed by Merrill. Just waiting for the ice crew to finish their duties here at the opposite end of the ice. All right, we are ready to go. Messick wins the draw cleanly, back to Osborne. D-to-D over to Houston. Cal eyes the cage, fires it just wide, was looking for a tip in front. Rebound comes over to Giuliani, clubbed it up the wall. Osborne couldn't hold, and it's out to center. Battling for it there is Spicer against Osborne. Poked ahead and into the Youngstown zone. It comes to Merrill. Forced wide by Houston over to the far wall. Merrill cycled down low to Giuliani. Pitchforked around the wall to Malbuff. Faked right, went left. Into the corner for Giuliani. Centering feed, broken up by Bannock. Played to Slies and out to center, but picked off by Merrill. Back into the zone they come. Spicer tried to float it down low. Off a stick, came to Strahl, and he made the save on Josh Giuliani as that one came quickly to Giuliani on the near side. Now it's Merrill behind the cage. Up to the point for Kostadinsky. He'll fire it intentionally wide. Comes to the weak side, near side. Slies gets there first. Clubs it out to center. Found Messick and then Bannock. Adam coming in. Bannock to the backhand. Got hooked and the penalty is upcoming. Strahl heading to the bench. There's the touch for Dubuque. Bannock looking for a penalty shot. No, just a hook. So Youngstown will head to the first power play of the game on the season. They are 24%, which is fourth in the USHL. Penalty kill for Dubuque, 78.1% is ninth. Power play for Youngstown against Dubuque this year is 2 for 10. That is 20%. Time of the penalty, 6:01. Youngstown 0 for 1 on the power play last night. Top power play unit to start, Rasinski, Jardine, Slies, Osborne, and Bannock. But it is Dubuque winning the faceoff, but Osborne keeps the clear attempt at the right point. Kept the puck away from Ruohonen to Jardine to Bannock. Behind the cage to Rasinski. Comes near side, got double teamed. Poked off his twig by Niedermeyer up to Ruohonen and out to center. Picked up by Osborne at the red line, across to Bannock and quickly back to Rasinski. Down to the right wing corner. Tried to jump around Niedermeyer, couldn't do it, but the clearing attempt kept at the half wall by Bannock. Bannock, bottom of the right circle. Fed it in front, looking for the redirect by Rasinski. He couldn't chip it home. Up to the left point for Slies. Banked off the wall behind him to Osborne. Walks the blue line, gives it back to Slies. Left circle. Tried to find Jardine in the bumper. Stolen, but they couldn't clear. Kept by Osborne at the point. Back to Slies at the left half wall. Below the goal line for Rasinski. Back to Slies. Behind him to Osborne at the point. Luke back down the wall to Slies. Pass was in his skates. Niedermeyer can't clear. Goes to Rasinski in the corner. Rue walks the goal line. Tried to step out in front. Puck rolled off his twig and through the blue paint. Up to the half wall. Jardine to Osborne. Spun off a check beautifully. Luke across the blue line. Turns, fires, shot, save, rebound, cleared. Right on net, Strahl with the quick up. Found Banach. To the right circle, Banach centering feed. Jardine, shot blocked into the meshing. Great look for Jardine between the circles. Fighting Saints able to recover on the line change and redirect it out of play. 39 seconds left on the power play, 12:38 left in the first. We are scoreless. Second power play unit out for Youngstown. Hextall, Resendez, Messick, Murphy, and DeHaro. It'll be Hextall to take the draw. But that draw is won by Aaron, and in the right corner, Dubuque will get the clear. Firing that down the ice was Konstantinsky. Set up by Strahl for Murphy. To Hextall across the red line. And fired across the near side for DeHaro. Sweeps it on net and redirected just wide by Resendez. Hextall to Resendez. Walks the goal line. Threaded back door, but redirected away from a crashing DeHaro. Picked up by Jenner Show and backhanded down the ice. 10 seconds left on the power play for Youngstown. Had some great looks, but this one looks like it's going to go by the wayside. Hextall ahead. Splits two. Gives it to Messick. Floated center point. Resendez walking in. Fired a shot. Bierman save. Rebound goes wide. Bierman's lost his lid. They haven't stopped play yet. Now they will. 11:55 left in the first. Dubuque back to full strength. But really a great looking power play for Youngstown. Hopefully they can gain some momentum from that. Till last night, Phantoms had scored a power play goal in 4 straight games. When they do score a power play goal, Youngstown 17-5-1 on the year. So you can see how important special teams are to this Youngstown Phantoms team. When they don't score a power play goal, 3-8, although one of those wins was last night. Youngstown wins the draw. Hesh up to Wilson. Faked the shot and then backhanded down into the right corner. Looking for Boucher, but he got wedged off by Morello. Up the near side, Wilson pinching to keep it alive. Chips it back behind the cage. Allen's the first one to it for Dubuque. He'll try shoveling up the far side. Found Van Vliet at center. And it's sent across near side looking for Cornforth, but didn't have his balance really as Veronin took the puck right away from him. Sent around the kick plate, kept by Van Vliet, down into the corner. Hesh looking for it, as is Wilson, and it will come to Jack, who feeds it up to Veronin. Kuzma across far side for Hesh. Gains the red line, backhands it into the Dubuque zone. Goes behind the cage, Boucher. Centering feed, looking for a crashing Hesh. It did not go. Wilson, left corner for the Phantoms. Spins away from Allen. Comes up that near wall, cycles back down low. Comes through Hesh behind the cage and around to the far side. Hesh lost his footing. No trip there. As it's Birchill battling for it. Up to the point. Hanrahan elevates, keeps it in play. But he's knocked off the puck by Cornforth, and it does squirt across the blue line. Phantoms forwards are changing behind the play. Squirts through Hanrahan to Birchill, but then played over to Osborne. Luke into the zone, down the left side. With it around the cage, left it for Birchill. Couldn't pull the trigger. Mikey around near side. Had Stengram open for the one-timer, couldn't pass it. Birchill in, fired a shot off a stick, did not make it to Bierman. Birchill till his own rebound. Ripped down by Engel, probably could have been a penalty. Fans want one, but nothing forthcoming from Ross Beck. Osborne keeps the right point, walking down that wall. Shoved off the puck, and it rolls back out to center. Birchill picks it up at the red line. Saints are changing. And they will complete that line changes. Hanrahan poked his man in the corner. Stengram left it there, but it's going to be picked up by Morello. Fed across over to Engel. Kept to the half line for a moment by Osborne before he had his stick lifted. Dubuque works it as far as the red line, but where it's taken by Brecken Smith. Smith spinning away from Spicer. Brought it across center red and chipped it down low. Desiderio gets to it behind the cage, sweeps it past Stengram, up the far wall. Hextall cut in front of Spicer. The puck's going to roll back into the corner for Niedermeyer of Dubuque. Has to get rid of it quickly over to Desiderio, back up the far wall to Spicer. Cross the ice to Giuliani, redirecting to the right wing corner of the Phantom zone. Jardine was the first one there. To DeHaro, and then to Hextall. Feathered across for Jardine. Evan to Houston, down the right side. Flicked it back toward Jardine, couldn't take the pass, but it's picked up by Rusinski. Rue left it for Jardine, but stripped of the puck by Desiderio. Jard's got it back. Tried to center it, maybe looking for Hextall, but broken up by the Fighting Saints. Bringing it as far as center with Spicer. He'll chip it to the end wall. Dubuque will start a change. DeHaro fans on his clearing attempt. Giuliani picked his pocket. Worked it to Aaron. and trickled it behind the cage, but Cal Houston's the only one there. He'll bank it off the wall to Hextall. Couldn't redirect it past Desiderio out of the zone. Houston picked it up at the half wall, back to Hextall, and thrown to open ice. No icing here as Dennis is going to pick it up in his own zone. Dennis to Aaron. Across a broken stick and through the neutral zone. It rolls to Luke Santilli in the Phantom's end. Couldn't clear. Second effort kept by Aaron once more. Rolled to Messick. Played in front of the cage for Houston. Was there by himself. Lifted it down the ice. Bannock was leaking, but knocked down nicely by Barnhill. No icing on this one as Dubuque plays it ahead. Goes below the goal line. Santilli able to use body position to keep Dennis away from the puck. Picked up by Houston. Fed to Slies. Banked off the boards to Messick. Second effort able to send it off the back of Aaron, but it stayed in the zone. Dubuque played back into the right wing corner. Going to be picked up there by Houston while Dubuque starts a line change. Cal to the neutral zone. Ahead to Messick. He'll redirect it in. While the Phantoms will get at least one fresh defenseman on the ice. Here it Slies in the left corner. Jamo to Bannock in the circle. Carried up high, danced through one, kept the zone. Slipped it over to Santilli, but Luke had to avoid a stick that's free there. Fed in front quickly for Messick from behind the cage. Bierman with the save. Nice quick back to front play by the Phantoms there, and Murphy just going to skate fast enough to unfortunately not get the icing call there. Carter to center, knocked down by Morello. Puck played to open ice, picked up by Youngstown. Bannock had to spin off a bump from his own man, was able to carry it across the blue line and play it in to the right wing corner so Youngstown can start a line change. Back out to the neutral zone, Veronin couldn't play it ahead. It's picked up by Coombs, but offside are the Dubuque Fighting Saints, and we will have another officials timeout. 7:15 left in the first, still scoreless. Listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey and Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Team Marzo with Next Home Go 30 Realty can help. As a premier real estate team in the Mahoning Valley, we bring a unique and progressive approach to real estate using top listing technology, unique signage, and best practices in mobile and online marketing. Our customer-centric approach combines the best of technology with years of marketing expertise to provide an exceptional buying or selling experience. Call us today at 330-503-2250 so you can move with Marzo.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 7:15 left in the first. We're scoreless. Shots on goal 7-2 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms have 5 of the last 6 shots in this contest. And I'm sure some of the advanced numbers would show you the Phantoms have had the better of the play here in the first period so far. Helped, of course, by a very nice power play. Just unable to get anything past Liam Bierman as of yet. All right, Hesh to take the center ice draw against Ruohonen. One cleanly by Ruohonen, but poked away from the defense by Veronin. Veronin coming in, backhander, missed the cage. Veronin turning on the Jets. As Resendez looked like he took a high stick, we saw him reaching for the Chicklets. Dubuque with it, Cornforth. Turned, fired, missed the cage. Ruohonen to it. Poked off of his blade by Hesh. But it's worked to Cornforth. Behind the cage for Van Vliet, watched by Wilson. Near side, up to the point. Turning and firing, missing the net was Barnhill. As this one goes through Ruohonen and out to center. Veronin behind him to Hesh, back to Veronin. Phantoms are offside. Hesh tried to drag the toe, but Veronin just maybe half a stride late entering the zone. Hesh had built up too much speed through center. 6:35 left in the first period. Smith to take the neutral zone draw against Merrill. And Merrill with the face-off win. Poked away from Giuliani, but Puck pinballed around, he got it back, then swept into the Youngstown zone. Strahl trouble with it, Spicer centering feed, nobody in front for Dubuque. Came to Burchell, couldn't clear, puck hit Giuliani. And bounced to Smith, poked off of his twig, but it rolled right to Osborne. Luke will float it up the wall, found Burchell at center. Fed across to Santilli, the late man. Fired it to the end wall, ricocheted to Smith, and then down low for Burchell. But as he tried to work it behind the cage for Boucher, was taken away by the Saints. And here's one toward the cage, and Boucher redirected it just wide. And they're going to say that Boucher touched it with a high stick. And the faceoff will come all the way back down the ice. Phantoms against Team USA next weekend. The U18s will be in town here at the Cavelli Center. Great seats still available. Call the box office for tickets or more information. 330-747-PUCK, 330-747-7825. Face off to the right of Strahl. Smith to take the draw against Aaron. One cleanly by Aaron, but too cleanly. He fired it past his defenseman, and Kosadinsky has to go back into his own zone. Backhead to the line for Barron. He'll redirect it into the Youngstown end. Behind the cage, it's Dennis. The strip to the puck by Osborne. Luke double team, lost it to Aaron, then back to Dennis. Stepped out in front, tried to deke his way to stuff it home, but Strahl had the paddle down and the leg tucked inside the post. So nothing there for Dennis, and Strahl will cover. Phantoms to the line change. Out will come Wilson, Hanrahan, Hextall, Rusinski, and Jardine. And it'll be Rusinski to take the draw against Aaron. Rusinski wins it cleanly. Somebody broke their twig off the faceoff. That was Aaron, actually, as it comes ahead to Hextall for center. To Rusinski. Low shot. Bierman save. Rusinski to his own rebound in the corner. Tried to work it to Hextall, but was being checked from behind by Kosadinsky, so it comes around to the near corner. Niedermeyer sends it back from whence it came. Kosadinsky skates into it, sends it up to the line. Barron redirects it out to center. Phantoms re-enter the zone. To Rusinski in the right corner. To Jardine, one hand on his stick. Rusinski tried to pull it out of traffic, couldn't do so. Saints pry it free. Hextall slowing it down on the right half wall, but Dubuque able to redirect it out to center. Picked up at the red line by Hanrahan, fired off the window, redirected to Jardine, then Hextall fired it in, but it bounced right to Aaron. To Konstadinski, right in front of the cage for Niedermeyer. Slowing it down while Dubuque completes a line change and then plays it out to the near point. Thought the Saints had too many men on the ice right there. They're a big crowd right near their defensive zone door. Into the zone comes Dubuque, somehow onside. Ruohonen tried to work it through Slies and Houston, but threw the puck too far ahead of himself. Caught up to it on the near wall, sent it back to the point, but unable to hold the line was Barnhill. He'll have to retreat to center. Fired it over to Engel and ahead off a Phantom back, stayed along the blue line. They say the Saints are onside here. Messick battles against Cornforth as it pops into the circle for Bannock. Had his stick lifted, but Murphy there to cover up and start to bring it ahead for Youngstown. Over to Bannock, gliding down the left side. To Murphy, tried to fire, worked it backdoor for Messick and somehow could not get it in the cage. Bierman came across the challenge. I think Messick just missed it. He was in really tight there. Didn't have a lot of room to work. Now it's Houston working it down low for Messick and then Bannock behind the net. Bodied up by Ruohonen. Adam able to play it into the corner, but that'll roll to Van Vliet and chips it ahead for Ruohonen. Red line and blue into the Youngstown zone while Dubuque is changing. Around to the near side, picked up by Slies at the half wall and banks it out to center. Picked up by Bannock at the red line. Ahead 2-on-3. Drop back for the late man, that's Houston. Fired a shot blocker, saved by Bierman. Had some room to work up top there, did Houston, but Bierman flashed the waffle board. Now it's the Saints with it. Jennershow fires ahead, looking for Morello. Tried to walk across the net mouth, and Youngstown having none of it. Morello didn't even get a shot away there. Here it's a sharp angle shot from Desiderio from the half wall. Wide of the cage, off the corner board, out to center. Malbuff picked it up there, got it back to Desiderio. Deked it through Hesh. Tried to chip it ahead for Jennershow, but did not go. Taken away by DeHaro. to Resendez, tried to dance around Coombs. Puck left for Hesh, loose in the officials' crease, poked back ahead by Resendez. Hesh able to work it ahead for Resendez. Sharp angle shot off the bar. Maybe off the mask of Bierman there. That one took a funny bounce. Resendez shot blocked by Desiderio to the end wall. Rolls around to Malbuff in the left corner. Lifts it up and over the glass. Out of play with 2:30 left in this first period. Still scoreless. Phantoms have certainly had the better of the chances. And Liam Bierman, 10 out of 10 so far. Face off to the right of Bierman. It'll be Smith to take the draw for Youngstown. Face off, however, won by Merrill. Bringing it ahead is Spicer. Was looking back for Merrill, but it came through to Osborne. Luke up the near side to Stangram. Cade able to at least sweep it out to center, but it's picked up there by the defense of Spicer. Allen within in his own zone now, out to center for Merrill. To Spicer, into the zone down the left side. Cross-ice feed, hit a couple of bodies, and ricocheted over to Stangram. Worked it to Burchill. Mikey chipped it ahead looking for Smith. Skate to stick onside. Brecken right half wall, and fires it down into the corner off of Burchill. Came to Osborne. Luke down low now behind the cage. Comes near side to the hash marks, and cycles it to Hanrahan. Colson, right corner for Burchill. Mikey to the right half wall. Tried to get it to Smith in the circle. Bounced off of him and Hanrahan and to the Fighting Saints for possession. Played out to center. Hanrahan sweeps it away from Merrill. Dubuque still onside here. Giuliani, no, they're going to say it did exit the zone. Saints are offside, and they'll have to touch up. Hanrahan over to Osborne. Spins away from Dennis in his own zone. To Hanrahan, back to Luke. Osborne to the neutral zone. Gains the red line and fires it in. Comes around to the right wing corner of the Dubuque end. Konstantinsky takes a bump from Messick. Mike almost came off the corner with that puck, but Konstantinsky able to work it over to Barnhill as we have 1 minute left in the first period. Still scoreless. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Came to Barron. He shoved down hard. Of course, Barron only 5'5". He's the shortest man on the ice. Konstantinsky now able to enter the zone, but sent it right to the blade of Wilson, and Jack off the window back out to the neutral zone. Poked away from Barnhill, but Messick couldn't get control. Barnhill able to recover. Worked it over to Konstantinsky. Back to Barnhill behind the cage. 35 seconds left in the frame. Over to Konstantinsky, far corner. To Barron across the red line. Dubuque to the line change as they'll send it into the left side. Wilson took a bump, but got it to Santilli. Fired up to the neutral zone for Hextall, then Bannock. Ahead for Slies with 20. Slies back checked away. No, not legally back checked away. And I think Slies is going to get a matching 2 minute. I saw him get teed up. So unsportsmanlike conduct for Slies and slashing on Dubuque. And we'll skate 4-on-4 for the last 16.4 seconds of this first period. And Colson Hanrahan wants to know what Jamison Slies did. Well, Slies tracked down whoever, well, I don't think it was the man that hit him, but he tracked down somebody back toward the Dubuque bench on the line change. So 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Only 16.4 seconds left in the frame. Rusinski to take the draw against Ruohonen. Ruohonen wins it forward. Swept away from him. Puck bouncing around. It's going to roll to DeHaro. 10 seconds left in the period. Houston out to center for Burchill. Chip to Rusinski. 3 seconds left in the period. Rusinski coming in. Rolled off his stick just before the buzzer. I think maybe Rue rushed it just a bit there right before the horn. He had enough time to make one more deke, but We will end the first period scoreless. Shots on goal in the first, 10-4 in favor of Youngstown. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have our first intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Stars rise.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-740-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the first intermission report at the end of 20 minutes of play. Youngstown Phantoms and the Dubuque Fighting Saints are scoreless. Shots on goal in that first period, 10-4 in favor of Youngstown. Obviously no goals to report on. There were a couple of penalties. Luke Malboff was called for hooking at 6:01. Youngstown unable to convert on that power play, though. After maybe a little bit of a slow start, the Phantoms had a lot of great looks on that power play and really carried the momentum from that power play throughout the rest of the period. I think the shots were 2-1 in favor of Youngstown at the start of that power play, and Youngstown goes on to outshoot Dubuque 8-3 over the final 12 minutes of the frame. In 1944, Cooper Dennis called for slashing. Jameson Slies called for unsportsmanlike conduct. And we are skating at 4-on-4. There's a minute 44 remaining in that 4-on-4 when we start the second period. Phantoms were 0-for-1 on the power play. Dubuque has not received a power play here this evening. Liam Bierman has stopped 10 out of 10. Melvin Strahl has stopped 4 out of 4. Going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand score! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
big, big, big. It's a big deal. You get 1 medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. It's the biggest deal in breakfast. It's Dunkin's $5 meal deal.
Experience the best in hockey streaming with Black Bear TV, serving the Covelli Center and Deep Freeze Arena, plus dozens of venues across North America. State-of-the-art HD cameras will change the way you watch games. Choose the plan that works for you at blackbearsports.tv.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Our stars rise.
Youngstown has a distinguished legacy, and we're honored to now serve the Mahoning Valley. In your story, we find our purpose. And Number 1 Cochran is committed to ensuring every chapter is driven by reliability and dedication. Because buying or servicing a vehicle is more than just a transaction. It's about helping people go farther, accomplish more, and enjoy the freedom of reliable transportation. With a great selection of brands in Youngstown, we can offer you more choices, greater value, and our completely transparent, clearly better car buying experience.
Get me drain. Get me drain.
Drain or sewer problems? Call Get Me Drain at 330-758-5031 and get it fixed fast. Call now. 330-758-5031.
Premier Bank is powered by people. People like our proud and strong and wonderfully one-of-a-kind customers who trust us with their dreams and goals. People like our attentive employees who listen and collaborate to consistently deliver the best customer service in the business. People like those in our community who help us make the places we call home as strong as they can possibly be. People like you who we look forward to connecting with at yourpremierbank.com. Premier Bank, powered by people. Member FDIC.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Team Marzo with Next Home Go 30 Realty can help. As a premier real estate team in the Mahoning Valley, we bring a unique and progressive approach to real estate using top listing technology, unique signage, and best practices in mobile and online marketing. Our customer-centric approach combines the best of technology with years of marketing expertise to provide an exceptional buying or selling experience. Call us today at 330-503-2250 so you can move with Marzo.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center during the first intermission report. We're scoreless here in Youngstown. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Lots of games going on in the USHL tonight, but this is the only one that is currently underway. Sioux Falls will be in Plymouth to take on Team USA. That game getting underway at 7 o'clock Eastern. 7:05 Eastern puck drop between Des Moines and Tri-City out in Kearney. Also a 7:05 puck drop. In fact, looks like everything except Madison and Cedar Rapids is at 7:05. Green Bay will be taking on Chicago. Sioux City will wrap up the back end of their two-game series with the Fargo Force after Sioux City got the shutout last night up at Shields Arena. Muskegon will wrap up their set with the Lincoln Stars. Waterloo and Omaha will trade places. Last night they were at Young Arena. Tonight they will be at Liberty First Credit Union in Omaha. And then again the 8:05 Eastern puck drop between Madison and Cedar Rapids. Over to the NHL scoreboard. End of the first, Ducks and Panthers are scoreless. Earlier this afternoon, Flyers topped the Devils 3-1. Senators in a shootout topped the Bruins 6-5. Avalanche 6-3 winners over the Stars. Later tonight, Maple Leafs and Canadiens, Red Wings and Lightning down in Tampa. Blue Jackets will be at Madison Square Garden and take on the Rangers. Penguins travel our nation's capital to take on the Capitals. Calgary take on Winnipeg. Sharks will be on Long Island to take on the Islanders. Golden Knights visit the Madhouse on Madison to battle the Blackhawks. The Wild will be in Nashville to take on the Predators. The Blues will be in Salt Lake City to take on Utah. And then 10 p.m. puck drops for Edmonton and Vancouver, LA and Seattle. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. Army 4-3 winners in overtime over Air Force. Holy Cross leads Bentley 4-0 at the end of the first period. Brown 4-2 winners over Clarkson. Union 4-1 winners over Harvard. New Hampshire leads Boston University 1-0 at the end of the first. Vermont up 1-0 over Northeastern at the end of one. Notre Dame and Minnesota tied at 1 a minute into the second period. Penn State up 3-1 on Canisius just past the halfway mark of the third. Stonehill up 1-0 on UMass Lowell. And then some NFL playoff games to look at. Right now, 10 minutes left in the fourth. Chiefs with a 20-12 lead over the Texans. Looks like Texans are about to punt as they have gotten the ball across midfield. And they might have actually gone for it on fourth down. Looks like C.J. Stroud got sacked, so Houston's defense needs to step up here if they want to advance to the next round of the AFC playoffs. And then 8 o'clock kickoff for the Washington Commanders up at Ford Field against the Detroit Lions. That'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and our first intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. We'll be playing 4-on-4 hockey for the first minute 44 of the second period. And when we come back, we'll have Youngstown Phantoms hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
You missed his new haircut because you were busy not missing hockey. Never miss a goal with live game stories, only in the NHL app.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Big, big, big. It's a big deal. You get 1 medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. It's the biggest deal in breakfast. It's Dunkin's $5 meal deal.
Experience the best in hockey streaming with Black Bear TV, serving the Cavelli Center and DeFreeze Arena, plus dozens of venues across North America. State-of-the-art HD cameras will change the way you watch games. Choose the plan that works for you at blackbearsports.tv.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Team Marzo with Next Home Go 30 Realty can help. As a premier real estate team in the Mahoning Valley, we bring a unique and progressive approach to real estate using top listing technology, unique signage, and best practices in mobile and online marketing. Our customer-centric approach combines the best of technology with years of marketing expertise to provide an exceptional buying or selling experience. Call us today at 330-503-2250 so you can move with Marzo.
Tipping is out of control these days.
Tip, score! Swayman, a tough one for a goaltender.
Everywhere you look, tip, tip, tip.
Tip and goal! Under the arm of Sarles.
Sometimes, all they did was stand there.
This goes off the left leg. That's pretty much how you're going to beat Markstrom.
And it's always when you're trying to save.
Score! Tip in front! No chance for Ottinger.
What? I love tipping.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand score! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Youngstown has a distinguished legacy, and we're honored to now serve the Mahoning Valley. In your story, we find our purpose. And Number One Cochrane is committed to ensuring every chapter is driven by reliability and dedication. Because buying or servicing a vehicle is more than just a transaction. It's about helping people go farther, accomplish more, and enjoy the freedom of reliable transportation. With a great selection of brands in Youngstown, we can offer you more choices, greater value, and our completely transparent, clearly better car buying experience.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the second period. Phantoms and Fighting Saints are scoreless. Youngstown outshot Dubuque 10-4 in that first period. And we are going to start the second period at 4-on-4. Cooper Dennis in the box for slashing. Jameson Slies in the box for unsportsmanlike conduct after the slash. Got to look at that replay in the final seconds. Scoring chance that looked like it was going to be for Ryan Rusinski. The puck bounced on him and rolled into the right corner when Ryan was getting ready to pull the trigger. It'll be Ryan to take the opening faceoff here against Charlie Aaron. And you can roll for initiative. The second period is underway. Youngstown with control. Hand to Osborne in their own zone. They'll crisscross. Luke spins away from the blue line. Gives it up to Hanrahan. Colson right up the middle. Into the zone. Banks it back toward Bannock. Poke past him by Aaron. Osborne hustling back. He's going to beat Aaron to the puck. Played it off of Aaron's skate to Bannock, who chipped it back to the right side for Osborne. Luke, a little start-stop. Left the puck for Rusinski. Has to play it away from Barron. Able to do so, at least for the moment, but then taken away at center by Cornforth to Niedermeyer. And then across for Desiderio. Bannock forcing the issue on the forecheck as Niedermeyer comes around the cage to the far side. Now sends it back near side. Going to roll to Cornforth, who will send it back to Niedermeyer. Phantoms changing up the line with 45 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Cornforth turned it over to DeHaro, then Bannock. Adam into the zone. Surrounded, being watched by Niedermeyer. In the right corner, bumped off the puck. It rolled toward Resendez, had it taken away by Desiderio for a moment, brings it over to the near wall. Resendez pins him there. Desiderio, however, kicks it free and got it to Morello. Out to center for Cornforth, who's been out here the whole minute 20 of this second period. And here's a shot by Niedermeyer that is blocked wide by the Phantoms. Off the corner boards it goes, and Youngstown has a 3-on-2 if they can hurry. Resendez crisscrossing, hauled down, no penalty coming. Puck behind the cage. Malbuff got there first, but he played it right to Hextall, but Jack couldn't do anything with it. Malbuff took it right back. Cornforth here, taken down by Resendez just as the 4-on-4 ends, as the puck is loose in front of the Dubuque bench. Morello pushed it back toward Engel, but couldn't take the pass and has to take it below his own goal. Then turned it over to Slies and Hextall. Jack up the wall, but as he tried to play it to the point, stolen by Dennis. His pass ahead, stolen by Murphy. Comes near side, Slice picks it up, retreats into his own zone. Was looking for Santilli, but the pass rolled on him. Luke going to send it up the near side for Hextall. Back across, pass was behind Murphy. Carter able to recover as the puck came off the wall and into the right circle. Going to bring it up the middle after coming around the cage to the near side. And banks it ahead looking for Slice. J-Mo off his skate, so no icing here. Puck comes around to the right corner. Malbuff able to work it to Engel and then over to Giuliani. Lifted ahead looking for Spicer. In the zone onside, but couldn't take the pass cleanly. Centering feed broken up by Slice. Off the window and out to center. Phantoms get Boucher off the ice. This play broken up at center by Hesh, but covered up by Konstantinsky. Played to Giuliani in the officials' crease. He'll lift it into the left wing corner. First one to was Spicer. Centering feed broken up by Hesh, who was then tripped by Spicer, but play continues. Voronin chips it past Barnhill and then got to it ahead of Konstantinsky, but couldn't keep the zone. Phantoms steal it right back in the neutral zone, and they'll play it back for Wilson. Jack out to center for Burchill, swept into the zone. Phantoms are offside. Hesh almost touched that puck, but Phantoms able to tag up, and they will try to get a few fresh bodies on the ice here as Barnhill carries it into the Youngstown zone, sends it to the right wing corner. Rolls behind the cage. Osborne got the first touch on it. Got it to Wilson, sent back to Osborne. Out to center, looking for Burchill, played back into the zone by Dubuque, but they're offside. Now they touch up and can get on the forecheck, but Youngstown brings it back ahead for Voronin. Into the Dubuque end, spinning away from Morello. Walking the blue line, sends it over for one target by Osborne, redirected just wide in front by either Smith or Burchill. Here it's Smith in the left corner. Brecken up to the point for Wilson. D to D over, nope, not D to D because the pass is blocked by Coombs. Ricochets back to Desiderio, played out to the red line, and then sent into the right wing corner of the Youngstown zone. Morello chips it over to the left corner for Jennershow. Absorbed a hit from Brecken Smith. Play continues in front for a shot that is blocked along the way. Don't think it ever got into Strahl. Out to the left point, kept by Allen. Another shot, trickles on the cage, they score. Redirected in front by, it's like Ritter Coombs. Melvin Strahl, the victim of another unfortunate bounce here this weekend for Coombs. 7th goal of the season, time of the goal 4:17. And Dubuque finally dents the scoreboard. Aaron wins the draw. Engel over to Malbuff, out to center for Barron. Knocked off the puck by Hanrahan, comes to Hextall. Jack into the zone, fed it through, was looking for Jardine, but just out of his reach as Evan rips his man down. That was Malbuff. Out to the right point, shot by Hanrahan, goes wide. Jardine to the rebound, left half wall. Poked back down into the corner. Aaron got there first, behind the cage to Malbuff. Tries the near wall this time. Kept to the line by Hanrahan. Flicked it on the cage. Bierman will glove and hold. Second period presented by the Haas Auto Group. 4:49 into the second period. Faceoff will be to the left of Bierman. Be Merrill to take the draw against Messick. False start by both sides. Both centermen will stay in the circle. Face-off controlled by Dubuque. They'll send it around to the far side for Giuliani. But before he could clear, Banach bodied him up. Puck cleared, however, on the second effort by Barnhill. Came to Murphy in the neutral zone. D over to Houston. Up to Slides, redirected into the zone. Bierman couldn't stop it at the side of the cage. Konstantinsky got there. Set up the far side. Giuliani to the line. Kept by Slides, but then bounced back to Konstantinsky, who carried to center. To Giuliani. Clubbed it ahead to Merrill. Left it along the half wall for Spicer. Gave it back to Merrill. Shot. Strahl save. Rebound cleared to the corner. Spicer chips it over to the right side now for Giuliani. Played toward the left point. Konstantinsky couldn't hold the zone, and he'll retreat to neutral. D over to Barnhill in their own end. Then out to center looking for Merrill. Pass was offline, but Messick couldn't bring it ahead. Merrill chipped it toward the Phantom zone, and they're going to say that this is icing. .14 left in the second. Dubuque leads 1-0. Goal by Ritter Coombs. Face off to the right of Bierman after the icing whistle would be Hesh to take the draw against Merrill. Resendez gets control of the draw. Left it at the half wall, chipped into the corner. Hesh battling against Barnhill, came to Resendez. Up the wall to Osborne. D over to Hanrahan. Back to Osborne, center point. Luke back to the play quickly to Hanrahan. He'll cycle down low looking for Hesh. Came through him into Resendez in the left corner. Landon flying up the wall, traded off to Osborne. Luke danced around one man, flicked it back door, loose in the blue paint, and poked out of the crease by Bierman. One of the best looks of the night for the Phantoms there, as here stepping in, firing across is Niedermeyer on the one-timer. Missed the cage by about 6 feet. Osborne around the wall. Kept by Coombs, played to the left wing corner. Hesh to Hanrahan. Looking for Resendez, taken away by Dubuque. Desiderio back down into the corner for Coombs. Around the wall over to Morello. To the point for Niedermeyer. Into the slot, redirected to the corner for Morello. Around the cages in the near side, turning, firing. Blocked, pops up in the air, settles down on the stick for the carry ahead by Hesh. Up ahead to Resendez. Stops, pops, waiting for help, but nobody there. He was in the zone 1-on-4, and carrying it ahead is Jenner Show. To Van Vliet into the zone to the right wing corner, picked up there, however, by Brecken Smith. Around the cage in the near side while Dubuque is changing. Shoveled behind the net for Santilli. Luke will try the far side. He found Wilson. Fanned on the clearing attempt. Ruohonen kept the zone. Bounced to a Phantom stick and then poked out to center for Burchell and then Stangram. Cade plays it to the left wing corner, dances around Engel so that he's the first one to it. Engel, however, picked his pocket but fanned on his clearing pass. Engel got it back away from Burchell. Mikey overskated. And then tripped up Ruohonen, penalty upcoming on Youngstown. Van Vliet dropped it back for Desiderio. Offside are the Dubuque Fighting Saints. And a crowd is going to draw because Brecken Smith bumped Matt Desiderio after the whistle. And I think they're taking a couple from the scrum. We'll let you know on the other side of the media timeout. 12:01 left in the second. Saints lead 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Penalty on Mikey Burchell for either a hook or a trip. And then a pair of matching roughing minors there. We'll see if we can get you those numbers here during the course of play. But Dubuque will be on the power play for the first time tonight on the season. 21.2%, ninth in the USHL. Penalty kill for Youngstown. 78.7% is eighth. Dubuque power play against Youngstown this year, 3 for 8, 37.5%. Youngstown wins the draw. Houston pins it to the left corner boards of the Dubuque zone. Came free of the scrum. Brusinski couldn't clear. He got double teamed. Came free of the scrum once more. Hesh able to work it to the point, then lost his footing. Van Vliet across. Pass redirected by Houston as somebody was sneaking in the back door there. I believe that was Barron. Now it's up to the point. Fed across to the right circle for Van Vliet. Shot is blocked. Rebound clubbed to the line by DeHaro, but kept by Engel. Over to the left side for Barron. Into the box. They were looking for Giuliani. Broken up by Hesh. Puck bouncing around and squirts out to center. 45 seconds already gone here on the Adams Tree Preservation penalty kill. Barron into the zone down the left side looking for Spicer. Rusinski got there first. It came to DeHaro. Around the cage, around the dasher, and down the ice. Phantoms get a fresh lineup out there, as do the Fighting Saints with 50 seconds left on their advantage. Engel carrying ahead to Morello. Into the zone. Carries around the cage, now watched by Osborne, up to the right point for Dennis. Point to Desiderio. To Merrill, tried to redirect it to the side of the net, broken up by Youngstown. Comes back out to the point for Desiderio. To Merrill, had his pocket pick, came to Smith, poked it out to center, but Veronin was tangled and couldn't get free to get down ice. 20 seconds left on the kill for Youngstown. Fired back into the zone. Hanrahan took the body. Puck came to Veronin. He'll backhand it down the ice. Phantoms get a couple of fresh bodies on the ice with 10 seconds left on the kill. Dennis across, but nobody there for Dubuque. And DeHaro will get a free clear here. Send it on the ice, and Bierman's going to have to cover up as Youngstown was ahead 2-on-1. 1 second left on the penalty to Mikey Burchell. And Youngstown will get an offensive zone draw here with 2 seconds remaining before the halfway point of regulation. Again, just 1 second left on the kill. Messick will take the draw against Aaron to the left of Bierman. Phantoms control the draw. Tree has been preserved. Burchell is out of the box. Phantoms PK 1-for-1. Coombs fired around the kick plate, but not unable to hold the zone. Comes to Wilson at neutral. D far side over to Houston. Cal rips it into the Dubuque end. Bierman couldn't slow it down behind the cage. Allen fanned on his attempt to club it up the wall. Kept by Slies. Worked to Bannock. To Messick. To Slies. Checked from behind. Maybe high-sticked as he was trying to battle in front. Get into position to shoot that puck. Just couldn't do so. Now here it is. Slies again at center. Puck was touched with a high stick, rules the linesman. Don't know about that one. And we should be having our officials timeout. Phantoms bench is trying to signal. There we go. All right, media timeout. 9:27 left in the second. Saints lead 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey and West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Covelli Center, 9:27 left in the second. Dubuque leads 1-0. Got some Boy Scouts out here having some fun with their mattresses. Shots on goal, 13-8 in favor of Youngstown. 4 in the period for Dubuque, 3 for Youngstown. Of course, Dubuque got the goal from Ritter Coombs. Crazy redirection on a puck that popped well up in the air. Great patience by Coombs to let it come back down, and somehow got it to trickle past Straw. Defensive zone draw for Youngstown. They're going to drop it to the left of Straw. Face-off won by Merrill of the Saints. Barnhill shot right to the chest of Straw, and he will hold. Lots of traffic there in front. Straw able to see around it, find the biscuit. Looks like it'll be Messick to take the draw against Merrill once more here. Merrill out here with Giuliani and Locke. Messick flanked by Slies and Binock, and Merrill wins it again. Here Konstadisky with the shot. Went wide of the cage. Strahl never saw it. Into the circle came to Slies. Worked out to center for Binock. Binock tried to get it back to Slies on the give and go, but nice read of the play there by Barnhill. Played back down the ice by Dubuque. Merrill touched it, so no icing. Youngstown gets to it. They'll work it to Messick. Played it to himself off the end wall. And then over to Murphy in the near corner. Carter ahead to Binock. Into the zone, right side. Fed across quickly. Messick shot. Bierman save. He holds. As that was the first whistle I actually heard. Bierman made the save, but the whistle didn't blow for another 2 or 3 seconds after it. As Murphy, Messick, Giuliani, and Barnhill all kind of got tangled along the left half-wing wall. But no penalties forthcoming. Both sides to the line change. Face-off will be to the right of Bierman. Rusinski line comes out, flanked by Jardine and Hextall. Osborne and Hanrahan on the back end. And Rusinski will be opposed by Ruohonen in the face-off circle. Ruohonen gets kicked out of the circle. Cornforth will step in. Face-off one over to the wall, and Ruohonen chips it through center. Line was denied by Youngstown. Cornforth picked it up in the neutral zone, gave it back to Spicer. Cornforth lost his footing trying to go down the slot. Puck came to Osborne. Off the boards and out to center for Hextall. Jack into the zone for Jardine. Stripped of the puck by Desiderio. Played back out to the neutral zone. We have a Fighting Saint shaken up ahead of the play, and whistle blows. Man down in the left corner, and I reckon that it is Heki Ruohonen. Trainer out to attend to him. And, well, Madison Dindy looks at Heki Ruohonen. We'll go ahead and step aside for a timeout. Back in 60 seconds here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
You missed his new haircut because you were busy not missing hockey. Never miss a goal with live game stories, only in the NHL app.
Big, big, big. It's a big deal. You get 1 medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. It's the biggest deal in breakfast. It's Dunkin's $5 meal deal.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Cavelli Center. Heikki Ruohonen able to get to the bench under his own power. One of our linesmen, I think that's Robert Taylor, talking to referee Ross Beck about what he might have seen on the play. Now, Dubuque has the option to challenge for review for a major penalty, but if they're wrong, I believe that that's a delay of game minor. Here we have 8:25 left in the second. I did get a look at a replay. There was a little kind of exchanging a glove fist there, but didn't see anything that would rise to the level of a major penalty. All right, in the last discussion here by our officiating crew is where we're going to drop the puck, and they will drop it just outside the Youngstown blue line, right in front of the Dubuque bench. Hextall finally gets control of the faceoff, played it back to Osborne. D over to Hanrahan. Colson ahead to Hextall. Couldn't take the pass cleanly. And it's chipped ahead by Aaron, but couldn't find Barron. Sent out to center by Hanrahan to Jardine over to Hextall. Jack shot. Bierman save. Rebound all the way out to the point. And Barron will pick it up there and drop it off for Aaron. Stripped of the puck from behind by Hextall. Pass ahead by Osborne. Broken up, and Barron will fire it into the zone, but I think he might have hit the linesman. Seems a little bit stung by that. As the puck comes back out to center. In fact, he is holding his chest in some discomfort as the puck comes ahead to the red line for Rusinski. Tried to dump it in, but hit the skate of a Fighting Saint. That was Aaron. Came to Jardine. Shot. Bierman save. Rebound. Rusinski was hit from behind as the puck came in on Bierman. And he was looking at Ross Beck. I never actually heard the whistle blow. And Dave Ferris says there was no whistle. Everybody just kind of agreed to stop. That was a strange sequence. But off the frozen puck, face off to the right of Bierman. Hesh to take the draw against Morello. Morello going to get kicked out of the circle. And linesman Robert Taylor, I think, was barking something at Engel. Here's Jenner's show. won the draw, but Resendez got there first, up to the point for a shot by Wilson, wide of the net. Morello to the rebound, could not clear as he tangled with Jakob Hesch. Veronin worked it into the corner. Came in front for Veronin, but he couldn't step in front. I think Bierman got in the way of that, just as Veronin was getting ready to make his final move. Here it's Coombs. Over to Engel, out to center, stolen by Resendez. Couldn't enter the zone cleanly. Poked by Morello, so now Youngstown is onside. Puck pinballing around now, Youngstown offside, and there's a touch. There's lots of back and forth there. Couldn't tell which team was bringing it into the zone. I understand the confusion on the players' part, but it was clear from up here. Youngstown was the team that brought the puck in, and there was a player already in the offensive zone. They were offside. 6:56 left in this second period. 1-0 Fighting Saints. Messick wins the draw. Benock plays it back to DeHaro. Fires it into the zone. Takes a crazy bounce off the Dubuque exit door. Actually bounced off then the side of the net as Giuliani clears the center for Merrill. To Spicer into the zone, 2-on-3. Slipped it on net. Strahl played it to the left wing corner. Santilli got there first, up the wall to Messick. Mike, a little trouble with the bouncing puck. They're able to get it into the zone, but offside were the Phantoms. I guess Benock was an inch offside. Maybe, I don't know. Looked onside to me. Phantom's going to leave the Messick unit out there. And he'll take the face-off against Ruohonen. Ruohonen kicked out of the circle. Cornforth will step in to take the draw. Messick wins that face-off. Santilli plays it into the Dubuque end. Comes around to the left wing corner. Barnhill the first one to it. Chipped it past Slies, but stopped by Messick at the half wall. Couldn't work it back to Slies in the corner. Cleared to the line, kept by Benock. Barnhill got to it first along the end wall, around to the near side for Cornforth. Chipped up the wall, kept at the line by Benock. Benock on the cage, easily sticked aside by Bierman. Looked like Slies took a high stick there from Barnhill, but no penalty forthcoming. Now Slies and Barnhill battle behind the cage, though. Work it over to the left corner. Benock picked it up there. To Messick to Slies. Back to Messick behind the net. Mike to Santilli. Shot missed the cage. Slies to the rebound. To Benock. Adam. Goal line extended. Being watched by Konstantinsky. Bear hugs him. Lost the puck. Van Vliet able to push it out to center. Then forced his way through the check of DeHaro. Van Vliet into the zone. Shot. Missed the net. Hard off the corner board it goes. And out to center. Dubuque had 6 players on the ice there. Phantoms looking for the call. Slies gets run into. Interference. Nothing forthcoming. Into the zone comes DeHaro. DeHaro over to Benock. Waits. Finds Murphy. Shot blocked. Pops 20 feet straight up in the air. Stengram gloves it down. Touched by Dubuque. And we have a whistle from somewhere. I see one of the linesmen indicating 6 men on the ice. After 3 penalties are missed on Dubuque, I think Youngstown's going to the box here. Time of the penalty, 14:44. Ryan Ward looking for some kind of explanation from Robert Taylor, who made the call. Looks like Jack Hextall going to serve the penalty. Or maybe it's Evan Jardine to serve the penalty. Colson Hanrahan over looking for some kind of explanation. And they're going to go to video review. I think they want to look at the hit on Jamison Slies. We will be back on the other side of this video review. 5:16 left in the second. Maybe a penalty on Youngstown, maybe a penalty on Dubuque. We'll find out. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Youngstown has a distinguished legacy, and we're honored to now serve the Mahoning Valley. In your story, we find our purpose. And Number 1 Cochrane is committed to ensuring every chapter is driven by reliability and dedication. Because buying or servicing a vehicle is more than just a transaction. It's about helping people go farther, accomplish more, and enjoy the freedom of reliable transportation. With a great selection of brands in Youngstown, we can offer you more choices, greater value, and our completely transparent, clearly better car buying experience.
Get me drain. Get me drain.
Drain or sewer problems? Call Get Me Drain at 330-758-5031 and get it fixed fast. Call now, 330-758-5031.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Prepare for an incredible experience with Black Bear TV. Stream live in HD from every Black Bear facility and more. Determine the plan that's right for you and subscribe now.
Big. It's a big deal. You get 1 medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. It's the biggest deal in breakfast. It's Dunkin's $5 meal deal.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
A 5-minute major has been assessed to Lucas Van Vliet. Don't know if it was for head contact interference or anything of the like, but because of that, the clock will be set back to 6:31, and the too many men on the ice penalty to Youngstown never happened. So Youngstown to the major power play. They can score as many times as they want and remain on the man advantage for the next 5 minutes. So I guess the only question here is this a game misconduct for Van Vliet as well? And he is being sent to the locker room. Much to the delight of the Covelli Center crowd. And it looked like Lucas Van Vliet might have had some words for the 27 Sports camera down there. Well, now they've set the clock back to 5:16. No. That's all. Okay, they've put the clock back to 5:16, and they're putting the too many men on the ice penalty back on the board, which you, by my understanding, you cannot do. So we're going to skate 4-on-4 for the first 2 minutes of this major power play. Face-off will be in the neutral zone. Be Rusinski to take the draw against Ruohonen as we get back to action. Ruohonen wins the draw. Niedermeyer around the cage. being worked by Bannock, who stole the puck, but Dubuque takes it right back. Cornforth with it, carrying ahead. Being watched by Rusinski. Poked the puck away from him at the red line. Bannock to Osborne to Hanrahan. Colson to the red line and chips it to the end wall. Hammer in after it. Double teamed by Desiderio and Niedermeyer. Bannock in to help out his captain. Desiderio chips it up the wall, kept by Osborne. Luke back down the wall. Desiderio poked it, but Osborne kept it. Osborne, shot saved by Bierman, kicked it out over to Rusinski far side. Ryan across to DeHaro. DeHaro to Osborne, 45 seconds gone in the 4-on-4. Bannock right half wall to Rusinski. Tried to go inside out, lost the puck in the circle. Bannock has it, slid over to DeHaro. Connor will retreat to center so the forwards can line change. DeHaro out here with Houston now and trades it off to Resendez. Bounced ahead for Houston. Cal down the right side, spins away from Desiderio. Looks for help, now spins away from Dennis. Cal still with it in the right corner. Up to the point for Hextall. Jack dances away from Dennis. Hextall, goal line extended. Tried a quick pass, was redirected by Desiderio. Houston keeps the zone. Bounces to the right circle. Resendez. Somehow the puck stayed in play there. As it looked like Desiderio had bounced it over the glass. Resendez was looking for some kind of call. As it's carried ahead by Dennis. Into the zone, through the slot, poked off his twig. Came to Barnhill, walking right down the slot. Slipped toward Morello, but he couldn't pull the trigger. Pass was out of his reach. 5 seconds till Jardine is out of the box, and Youngstown will have 3 minutes on a major power play. Houston tried to dump it in, bouncing around, kept by Jardine. Bouncing puck, Rusinski to the goal line. Nobody seems to want this puck right now, so it just will not settle. Finally, Osborne had to pick it up, but it was out at center. To Slides, then back to Osborne in his own end. 30 seconds already gone here on the power play for Youngstown. Rusinski to Bannock far side and into the zone. Puck played away and over to the wall, and Barron will get the clear. Osborne from below his goal line. Ahead to Rusinski. Passed ahead to Slides. Into the zone down the left side with speed. Tried to feed it across to Jardine, but Allen fanned on his clearing attempt. Puck pinballing around, and now it's going to be Morello looking for the breakaway. Couldn't find the puck. Phantoms catch a break. Bannock to Rusinski into the zone. To Slides. Center point from Murphy. 1:45 left on the advantage. To Slides. Down the wall to Bannock to Jardine. Murphy between the circles to Slides. Left circle. In the bumper for Jardine. One-timer missed the cage. Bannock up to the point for Slides. Back down to Bannock to Jardine. Fanned on the one-timer. It came to Giuliani. And he will lift it down the ice. Fire wagon change for both sides. 1:20 left on the major power play for Youngstown. To Hextall, back to Murphy. Red line and blue into the zone. Came around to Messick, up the wall to Hextall. Jack double team, fed it cross point for DeHaro. To Murphy, back to Hextall. Murphy center point to DeHaro. Across to Hextall, right circle. Center point, Murphy, DeHaro. Fanned on the shot and cleared. Maybe a little subtle stick lift there by one of the Dubuque defenders. Broken stick cleared out by referee Ross Beck. Less than a minute remaining in the period. DeHaro fires it in. Bierman stops it behind the cage, sends it up the wall. Hextall helps it to the point for Osborne. Down the wall, Hextall lost it to Desiderio, and down the ice it goes. Quick up for Stangram. 15 seconds left on the power play. Smith turned it over to Barron, up to the line, kept by Youngstown. Puck bouncing around, and Aaron got it down the ice. Power play has expired. as Stengram lost his footing coming into the bench, or back into the zone rather. Now it's Stengram with it with 8 seconds left in the period. Sends it down low. Angle behind the cage, over to Barnhill. Up the wall, Osborne can't hold the zone, and that will do it for the second period. Goal by Ritter Coombs has given the Dubuque Fighting Saints a 1-0 lead at the end of 40. Shots on goal, 18-9 for the game in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms with 8 shots in the period, Dubuque with 5. Going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the second intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-740-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity. Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane, they got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @College Hockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Tipping is out of control these days.
Tip, score! Swayman, a tough one for a goaltender.
Everywhere you look. Tip, tip, tip.
Tip and goal! Under the arm of Sarles.
Sometimes all they did was stand it.
This goes off the left leg. That's pretty much how you're going to beat Markstrom.
And it's always when you're trying to save.
Score! Tip in front! No chance for Ottinger.
What? I love tipping.
Youngstown has a distinguished legacy, and we're honored to now serve the Mahoning Valley. In your story, we find our purpose. And Number One Cochrane is committed to ensuring every chapter is driven by reliability and dedication. Because buying or servicing a vehicle is more than just a transaction. It's about helping people go farther, accomplish more, and enjoy the freedom of reliable transportation. With a great selection of brands in Youngstown, we can offer you more choices, greater value, and our completely transparent, clearly better car buying experience.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Premier Bank is powered by people. People like our proud and strong and wonderfully one-of-a-kind customers who trust us with their dreams and goals. People like our attentive employees who listen and collaborate to consistently deliver the best customer service in the business. People like those in our community who help us make the places we call home as strong as they can possibly be. People like you, who we look forward to connecting with at yourpremierbank.com. Premier Bank, powered by people. Member FDIC.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Covelli Center for the second intermission report at the end of 40 minutes. The Dubuque Fighting Saints have a 1-0 lead. Shots on goal 18-9 in favor of Youngstown Phantoms. outshoot Dubuque 9-5 in that second period, but it was Dubuque getting on the board at 4:17. Redirect by Ritter Coombs, his 7th goal of the season. Dryden Allen with the assist. Boatload of penalties there in the second period. At 7:59, Gavin Cornforth called for roughing. Luke Santilli called for roughing, and Mike Lee Burchill also given a tripping penalty there. That gave Dubuque a power play, which did not go for them. At 14:44, Lucas Van Vliet given a 5-minute major for elbowing and a game misconduct. At the same time, Phantoms called for too many men on the ice, which I got to tell you, I don't believe is how it goes. On any review, if the penalty is called after a review, the clock goes back to the time of the penalty, and anything that happened between the time of the penalty and the time of the dead puck where the review started didn't happen. Even if somebody had scored, that goal would come off the board. We saw it happen a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I guess it was a couple of months ago when the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders were here. Cedar Rapids scored a goal, but Youngstown challenged and won when the officials missed a double minor for high sticking. Cedar Rapids' goal came off the board and the time went back on the clock, so I just don't see why it's not the same thing, but my opinion means little and less. Phantoms were not able to convert on the 3 minutes of the major power play that they did receive. Liam Bierman currently pitching an 18-save shutout. Melvin Strahl has stopped 8 out of 9. Fighting Saints power play 0 for 1. Youngstown power play 0 for 2. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. And when we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Big, big, big. It's a big deal. You get 1 medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. It's the biggest deal in breakfast. It's Dunkin's $5 meal deal.
Experience the best in hockey streaming with Black Bear TV, serving the Cavelli Center and Deep Freeze Arena, plus dozens of venues across North America. State-of-the-art HD cameras will change the way you watch games. Choose the plan that works for you at blackbearsports.tv.
You missed his new haircut because you were busy not missing hockey. Never miss a goal with live game stories, only in the NHL app.
Tipping is out of control these days.
Tip, score! Swayman, a tough one for a goaltender.
Everywhere you look. Tip, tip, tip.
Tip and goal! Under the arm of Sarles.
Sometimes all they did was stand it.
This goes off the left leg. That's pretty much how you're going to beat Markstrom.
And it's always when you're trying to save.
Score! Tip in front! No chance for Ottinger.
What? I love tipping.
Youngstown has a distinguished legacy, and we're honored to now serve the Mahoning Valley. In your story, we find our purpose. And Number 1 Cochrane is committed to ensuring every chapter is driven by reliability and dedication. Because buying or servicing a vehicle is more than just a transaction. It's about helping people go farther, accomplish more, and enjoy the freedom of reliable transportation. With a great selection of brands in Youngstown, we can offer you more choices, greater value, and our completely transparent, clearly better car buying experience.
Get me drain. Get me drain.
Drain or sewer problems? Call Get Me Drain at 330-758-5031 and get it fixed fast. Call now, 330-758-5031.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Team Marzo with Next Home Go 30 Realty can help. As a premier real estate team in the Mahoning Valley, we bring a unique and progressive approach to real estate using top listing technology, unique signage, and best practices in mobile and online marketing. Our customer-centric approach combines the best of technology with years of marketing expertise to provide an exceptional buying or selling experience. Call us today at 330-503-2250 so you can move with Marzo.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center during the second intermission report. Phantoms trail Dubuque 1-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Sioux Falls leads Team USA 4-1 at the first intermission. First intermission in Kearney, Tri-City leads Des Moines 2-0. First intermission at Fox Valley, Chicago leads Green Bay 2-1. Sioux City up 2-0 on Fargo with 2 minutes left in the first. Lincoln leads Muskegon 2-0 as that one ticks toward the first intermission. Waterloo and Omaha tied at 1 first intermission, and Madison and Cedar Rapids will get underway in about 20 minutes. Over to the NHL scoreboard. Panthers lead the Ducks 1-0 at the end of the second. Habs lead the Maple Leafs 1-0, 4 minutes left in the first. Tampa leads the Red Wings 1-0 at the end of the first. Rangers and Blue Jackets scoreless at the end of one. Capitals lead the Penguins 1-0 at the end of the first. Calgary leads the Jets 1-0 at the end of the first. Earlier today, the Flyers down the Devils 3-1. Ottawa over the Bruins in the shootout 6-5. Avalanche over the Stars 6-3. Later tonight, the Sharks battle the Islanders. Golden Knights in Chicago to take on the Blackhawks. The Wild travel south to take on the Nashville Predators. The Blues out west to take on Utah Hockey Club. The Oilers will face off with the Canucks, and the Kings battle the Kraken in the nightcap. Kansas City Chiefs are headed to the AFC Championship game. They knock off the Texans 23-14. Commanders and Lions on the NFC side will get underway in about 20 minutes. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. Army beats Air Force 4-3 in overtime. Holy Cross still up 4-0 on Bentley. Niagara with a 3-0 lead on Mercyhurst. RIT up 2-1 on Robert Morris. AIC and Sacred Heart tied at 1. Northern Michigan and Bemidji State are scoreless. Bowling Green and Ferris State tied at 2. St. Thomas with a 3-2 lead over Lake Superior. Brown beat Clarkson 4-2. Union beat Harvard 4-1. Princeton up 2-1 on Colgate. Cornell with a 1-0 lead over Quinnipiac. Dartmouth up 2-0 over RPI. St. Lawrence leads Yale 1-0. New Hampshire and Boston University tied at 1. Northeastern leads Vermont 2-1. UConn and Maine tied at 1. UMass up 2-0 on Merrimack. Boston College leads Providence 1-0. Arizona State still up 1-0 on St. Cloud State. Western Michigan leads Nodak 2-0. Omaha leads Miami 2-1. Minnesota and Notre Dame tied at 3. Michigan and Michigan State are scoreless. Penn State hangs on to beat Canisius 3-2. Wisconsin leads Long Island 1-0. UMass Lowell leads Stonehill 2-1. That'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and the second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, third period action between the Youngstown Phantoms and Dubuque Fighting Saints here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in. and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Big, big, big. It's a big deal. You get one medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. It's the biggest deal in breakfast. It's Dunkin's $5 meal deal.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Prepare for an incredible experience with Black Bear TV. Stream live in HD from every Black Bear facility and more. Determine the plan that's right for you and subscribe now.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Premier Bank is powered by people. People like our proud and strong and wonderfully one-of-a-kind customers who trust us with their dreams and goals. People like our attentive employees who listen and collaborate to consistently deliver the best customer service in the business. People like those in our community who help us make the places we call home as strong as they can possibly be. People like you who we look forward to connecting with at yourpremierbank.com. Premier Bank, powered by people. Member FDIC.
Get me drain. Get me drain.
Drain or sewer problems? Call Get Me Drain at 330-758-5031 and get it fixed fast. Call now, 330-758-5031.
Tipping is out of control these days.
Tip, score! Swayman, a tough one for a goaltender.
Everywhere you look. Tip, tip, tip.
Tip and goal! Under the arm of Sarles.
Sometimes all they did was stand it.
This goes off the left leg. That's pretty much how you're going to beat Markstrom.
And it's always when you're trying to save.
No chance for Ottinger.
What? I love tipping.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back for the third period, and I took a dive into the USHL rulebook there during the break. Any penalties signaled between the period of time between the reviewed play and the next stoppage of play shall be assessed in the normal manner, except when a minor penalty is to be assessed to the team scored upon and is therefore nullified by the scoring of the goal. So they were correct in assessing the delay of game minor to the Phantoms, but they should have set the clock back to the time of the penalty on Lucas Van Vliet. But no goal scoring occurred there, so Phantoms maybe lost 30-40 seconds just of game clock there. All right, we're at 5-on-5. Roll for initiative. Third period is underway. Michael Messick broke his stick off the faceoff as Youngstown plays it into the zone. Bierman stopped it behind the cage, worked it up to Jenner's show. Crossed the ice and over to Malbuff. Chipped it ahead looking for Dennis. Puck came to Messick, then Banach back to Messick into the zone. So he's bustled into the boards by Aaron. Sly's lost his footing in the corner. Big mass of humanity down on the right side. Puck comes to Bannock behind the net. Bannock tried to feed it in front to Messick. Fanned on the shot. Came to Osborne. Luke into the circle for Messick. Couldn't pull the trigger. Came to Malbuff off the window to Dennis. And out to the neutral zone. Pinballing around, swept down the ice. They're going to say off a Phantom stick, so no icing. And Dubuque gets a line change. Osborne ahead. This one going to say no icing as well. So Youngstown can start a line change here. It's Rusinski. Down the wall, looking for Hextall in the right corner. Watched by Desiderio. Hextall still with it. Tried to fire across, hit the ankle of Barron. Stayed in the zone, but Phantoms had come up above the top of the circles as Hextall cycled down low. Here the puck on a clearing attempt. Hit a stanchion, but swept off the stick of Osborne and out to center by Ruohonen. DeHaro almost tripped on the broken stick of Messick as here this one bobbles into the zone. Hextall couldn't step his way to the cage. Rusinski held the line on the clear attempt, but second effort, Dubuque able to get it down the ice. Niedermeyer plays it into the zone, comes to DeHaro in the right corner. Again, that broken stick of Messick getting in the way as Rusinski bounces it out to center. Konstadinski brings it back in for Dubuque, comes to DeHaro. Cleared out to center, fired right back in by Konstadinski. On net, Strahl gloves it down for Houston. Cal back behind the net, and somebody tripped up Josh Giuliani. He went sprawling into Melvin Strahl, and I think Evan Jardine called for a hook. Second power play game of the game upcoming for Dubuque. Face-off will be to the left of Strahl. Time of the hooking penalty on Jardine, 2:05. They're drop the puck now to the right of Strahl. It'll be Birchill to take the face-off against Spicer. Youngstown wins the face-off. Santilli can't clear, but then it ended up bouncing over the stick of Engel and out to the neutral zone anyway. Looked like Engel had that one corralled, and then puck took a funny hop on him. Puck's been bouncing around all over the place tonight. Nice hit at center by Smith. Ahead comes Birchill. Mikey into the zone, but forced wide by Engel. Mikey carried down below the goal line. I'm going to send it over to the right wing corner. First one there going to be Engel. Being worked by Smith. Got the puck to Cornforth, who carries ahead. Down the wall looking for Aaron. Rusinski got there first. Off the window, down the ice it goes. 50 seconds already gone on this Adams Tree Preservation penalty kill. Phantoms get a couple of fresh bodies on the ice as Engel carries ahead. Into the zone comes Morello, who runs into Hanrahan. Puck behind the cage. DeHaro picks it up, cleared it off the back of the official. It stayed in the zone. Dennis across to Barron. Up to the point, Desiderio shot blocked by a diving Hanrahan, and Connor DeHaro clears it down the ice. Desiderio takes it from Bierman. Slid it ahead to Morello, touch to Ruohonen, now back to Desiderio. Into the zone he comes, down the left wall. Dropped it back to Morello, back to Desiderio, and now to the point for Ruohonen. Right circle, Dennis shot, score. Cooper Dennis snipes the top corner. Sixth goal of the season for Dennis, and the Fighting Saints lead 2-0. Time of the goal, 3:40. Looked like the Phantoms had that one bottled up, but just a great shot for Cooper Dennis. Heard Josh Starr down the booth saying that Dennis now has a 6-game scoring streak. And Dubuque controls the faceoff. Allen to Malbuff, out to center, off of Jenner Show into Coombs. But offside are the Fighting Saints as they enter the zone. Aaron wins the draw. Saints play it into the left wing corner. Santilli up the wall to Messick to Bannock. Adam, third effort, able to get it out to center. Broken up by Aaron, sent back in, but to the stick of Santilli. To Murphy, back to Santilli. Luke ahead, off of Bannock and redirected into the right wing corner. Phantoms will change up the defense as Jenner Show tries to play it away from Messick. He will, and down the ice it goes. Wilson back, no icing here. And he'll send it ahead to Hanrahan. Hammer gains the red line and fires it in. Cornforth stops it on the near wall. Back over far corner for Allen. Out to center. Rusinski trying to throw a hit on Ruohonen, but protected the puck. Got it to Allen and into the zone for Barron. Pass across off of Jardine and back out to center. But Kostadisky back for it for the Saints. Almost caught with too many men on the ice there again. Fighting Saints have maybe gotten away with 2 or 3 of those here tonight as the Phantoms fire it in. Rusinski couldn't hold the line. Barron backhands it out to center. And did the glass break? I see whistles, I see hands in the air, but yes, a stanchion has fallen out. So we will step aside while we wait for the ice crew to come out and do some repairs. You're listening to 14:53 left in the third period. Dubuque leads 2-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
You missed his new haircut because you were busy not missing hockey. Never miss a goal with live game stories, only in the NHL app.
Youngstown has a distinguished legacy, and we're honored to now serve the Mahoning Valley. In your story, we find our purpose. And Number One Cochrane is committed to ensuring every chapter is driven by reliability and dedication. Because buying or servicing a vehicle is more than just a transaction. It's about helping people go farther, accomplish more, and enjoy the freedom of reliable transportation. With a great selection of brands in Youngstown, we can offer you more choices, greater value, and our completely transparent, clearly better car buying experience.
Premier Bank is powered by people. People like our proud and strong and wonderfully one-of-a-kind customers who trust us with their dreams and goals. People like our attentive employees who listen and collaborate to consistently deliver the best customer service in the business. People like those in our community who help us make the places we call home as strong as they can possibly be. People like you who we look forward to connecting with at yourpremierbank.com. Premier Bank, powered by people. Member FDIC.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Team Marzo with Next Home Go 30 Realty can help. As a premier real estate team in the Mahoning Valley, we bring a unique and progressive approach to real estate using top listing technology, unique signage, and best practices in mobile and online marketing. Our customer-centric approach combines the best of technology with years of marketing expertise to provide an exceptional buying or selling experience. Call us today at 330-503-2250 so you can move with Marzo.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Prepare for an incredible experience with Black Bear TV. Stream live in HD from every Black Bear facility and more. Determine the plan that's right for you and subscribe now.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online.
Back inside the Gavelli Center, glass repairs are complete. That'll count as our officials' timeout, the first one here for the third period. 14:53 left in this third period. Dubuque leads 2-0. They have a power play goal here in the third period for Cooper Dennis. Face-off won by Dubuque. Out to center, redirected into the Youngstown end by Spicer. Trickles behind the cage. First one to it is Osborne. Over to Houston, up the wall to Hextall. Across for Rusinski and into the zone. Just onside was Jardine. Rusinski left circle, knocked down. Somehow his glove didn't touch the puck. Thought it might have been a hand pass there. And they're going to say Dubuque played it off a man in their bench. Face-off coming back into the Saints' end. 14:27 left in the third. Both sides will change up personnel. Phantoms need to find a way to get at least one past Liam Biermans and get on the comeback trail. He's working on a 19-save shutout. Hesh won the draw, but Resendez unable to get anything on the ice here. Resendez with the steal at center. Landon trying to split two, couldn't do it. Played over to the wall by Kostadinsky. Taken by Ruohonen, played to Niedermeyer. Swept up the wall looking for Barron, couldn't clear. Hesh. Down low, around the cage, now watched by Desiderio. Up to the point from Murphy. D to DeHaro, couldn't shoot it. Played it into the corner for Veronin. Kuzma ran into trouble, turned it over. Saints work it up the wall, kept by Murphy. Carter turned and shot and redirected wide, I think, by Veronin. Barron to the rebound, he couldn't clear. Kept by DeHaro. Connor, fake left, went right down the wall. Behind the cage for Resendez. Landon to the point for Murphy. Carter turned, shot, and stays in play. Off the tip of the glove of Bieran. Now puck played down low, went off a fighting Saint and redirected out to center. Phantom sent it back in, went for a line change as Bierman plays it to Niedermeyer. And now it's given up to Dennis. Back to Niedermeyer in the neutral zone, gains the red line and chips it to the end wall. Wilson from behind the cage, 13-10 left in the third. Phantoms trail by 2. Hanrahan lifts it out to center. Came to Smith. Phantoms were offside. They touched up and can get in on the forecheck now. Stangram up to the point. Wilson kicked it down low to Smith. Double team. Came behind the cage to Stangram. Cade had his pass partially deflected, but Hanrahan pinched in trying to keep it alive. Stangram held the line, but then his pass hit off an ankle and came out the center. Picked up there by the Saints. Into the zone. They come down the left side. Engels pass across. Hit the stick of Hanrahan. Came over to Locke in the right corner. Forced up the wall by Hanrahan. It bounces to Burchell. Played ahead to Stangram. Cade ahead to the red line. Chipped it around Malbuff. Catches up to it in the left wing corner. Cade's the first one to it. Worked it to Bannock. Centered looking for Messick. Pass was about 6 feet behind him. Stangram got down into his own zone. Cleared it back to center. Sent right back into the zone by Coombs. Strahl couldn't stop it. And now here, shot from the left side by Morello goes off the glove of Strahl and wide. Osborne to the rebound. Spins away from Locke. 12 minutes left in the third. Houston to Bannock and into the neutral zone. Back to Houston, chip to Messick into the Dubuque end. Messick across, redirected away from Slies. Jamison to Messick, fanned on the one-timer, trickled behind the cage, picked up there by the Saints. Clearing attempt, stolen by Slies, but then taken right back by Dubuque and sent down into the Phantoms' end. Houston to Messick, swept into the Saint zone while Youngstown starts a line change. Play ahead, kept at the line by Youngstown. Bannock to Hextall, back to Bannock, centering feed, back to Hextall. Jack in front looking for Messick, couldn't redirect it home. Came to Santilli, to Bannock, shot. It's kicked out by Beeran. Behind the cage, it goes to Hextall. Jack steps out, couldn't pull the trigger. Still with it, floated across to Bannock. To Slies, played to the corner for Murphy. Into the slot for Hextall, played into the corner. Phantoms pressuring here. Bannock couldn't keep the zone. Dubuque whacks it down the ice, but this will be an icing violation on the Fighting Saints, and I wonder if Evan Dixon will use his time out here. Line's been out there a while, and this unit for the Phantoms was pressuring. No timeout call coming from Evan Dixon. 10:46 left in the third. Tired unit out there for Dubuque. Rusinski to take the face-off. And Youngstown will control that draw. Hextall dances around Kostadisky. Tried the wraparound. Bierman shut it off. Puck back behind the cage. Rusinski to DeHaro. To Jardine. His shot is blocked. Rusinski to the rebound. Worked back down low. Hextall pokes it to the left corner. Giuliani got there first, but Jardine and Hextall took it away. To the point for Osborne. Spins away from a man. Floats it over to DeHaro. Connor stepped in. Fed across. Hit an ankle. Came to Rusinski. Cross point. Far side for Osborne. Center point DeHaro. Turns. Fires. Blocked in the slot by Dubuque. Comes to Rusinski. Rue behind him to DeHaro. Left circle. DeHaro. Around the net. Right side, up top, Rusinski, one-timer, ripped it wide of the cage, had room up top. Hextall, fans on the pass, came to Giuliani, kept by Rusinski, shot missed the net. Jardine cycles down low for Rusinski, comes around to the left side for DeHaro. Phantoms got at least one fresh forward on the ice, Resendez is on. Jardine went off. 9:35 left in the third. Osborne, eyes the cage, shot, blocked. Popped up in the air, came out to center. Phantoms touch up, quickly back into the zone. DeHaro has it in his skates. Rusinski had it poked out to center again. Phantoms quickly resume the attack. Resendez into the zone. Dubuque gets maybe two more fresh players on the ice. Pass ahead stolen, and it's going to be a 2-on-0 for Dubuque. Coming ahead is Merrill to Ruohonen. Shot, Strahl save. Rebound controlled by Hesh. Quickly cleared back out to center. Dubuque resumes the attack. Cornforth. Centering feed, shot, score. Heike Ruohonen, the one-timer in front, 7th goal of the season. And Dubuque has a 3-0 lead. Time of the goal, 11:01. Strahl stopped the 2-on-0. Phantoms tried a stretch pass to catch Dubuque, but turned it over at the red line while Dubuque still had numbers. It turned into, I believe, a 3-on-1 down low. And Ruohonen right there in front to fire home the centering feed. Not a whole lot that Melvin Strahl could have done on that one. Did well enough just to stop the 2-on-0. Dubuque wins the faceoff. Down into the Youngstown zone. Wilson plays it over to the near side for Smith. Brecken ahead for Hanrahan. Into the Dubuque end. Fired it on net. Pad save by Bierman. Rebound swept wide by Stangram. Comes around to the far corner. Lifted down the ice by the Saints. If it doesn't go on net, it's icing. It is icing. 8:31 to play in the third. We still owe you a media timeout. Face off to the right of Bierman. Currently has a 21 save shutout going. Puck is down. Youngstown controls the draw. Cleared to the line. Houston kept, fired on net. Bierman save, rebound, he pounced on it. And that will be our officials' timeout. 8:19 left in the third. Youngstown trails 3-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it? Just let it slip. Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. To Young toward the cage. Backhander by Messick. He's gone! He's choking how? Everybody's choking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Loud. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up that. Is he know? He won't have it. He knows. His whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's still. I can dust it off. Shot. Score! Back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the lab again, yo. This old rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't do better.
Back inside the Gavelli Center, 8:19 left in the third. Phantoms trail 3-0. Liam Bierman has a 22 save shutout going right now. Dubuque also shut out these Phantoms on March 2nd. Last year here at the Gavelli Center, that was Kevin Radler. I believe that was also a 3-0 win for Dubuque. Radler also shut out the Phantoms twice in the playoffs. Youngstown wins the draw. Houston behind the cage to Resendez. Murphy on the cage. Somehow Bierman kept that out. Rebound was cleared, but whistle blew. I have no idea how Bierman kept that one out. Face-off will be to the left of Bierman after the quick whistle by Ross Beck. 8:10 left in the third. Youngstown wins the draw. Houston to the end wall. Bannock in the right corner. Brings it up the wall, trades it off. Over to Murphy near side. Back around it comes to the far side. Houston pinching in, trying to keep the play alive for Youngstown. Puck comes to the Saints, however, they'll bounce it off a Phantom skate, and in on net. Straw will bump it over to Murphy with the blocker. Houston run into, trying to clear the puck. It did not go. Comes back to Cal. He'll look for options. Fed it through the legs of Messick and over to Murphy, who backhands it out to center. Picked up at the red line by Slies and fed across to Bannock. Skate to stick. Into the zone he comes. Bounced through one. Went through the blue paint. Don't think it was going on net. Bierman played it to the near corner. Up to the line. Dubuque able to clear. As Jack Hextall put down hard by his opposite number, Torkel Jenner Show. Phantoms back into the zone. Sprawling attempt to try to keep the play alive by Hextall, but it did escape the Dubuque end. Now stolen by Hextall. Couldn't feed Osborne. Came to Locke, who bumped it behind him to Dennis, who has a power play goal here in this third period. Phantoms are offside on the zone entry. And they're going to call Youngstown for a two-line offside pass, bring the face-off just outside the Youngstown blue line. And it'll be Rusinski to take the draw against Morello. Youngstown won the draw. Wilson around to the far side. DeHaro can't clear it. Comes to Rusinski. Back behind the cage to Wilson. Jack will try the near side. Sends it off the dasher board out to center. No icing on this one. It hits somebody in the neutral zone. Niedermeyer spins away from Hextall. Worked it around the wall to the near side. Rusinski held the zone. Bounced it toward the cage. Cleared out to center by Dubuque. No icing here as DeHaro has to play it away from Morello. Puck still in the corner. Merrill got there. Got it to Coombs. Up to the point for Malbuff. Couldn't hold the line. Sorry, that's Niedermeyer. Fired into the right wing corner. Dubuque still offside here as Morello was in on the forecheck. Phantoms get it to Wilson. He'll gain the red line and fire it into the zone. Bierman slows it down for Allen. Up the near wall. Saints will bring it ahead at least as far as the red line before they're knocked off the puck. It rolls to Osborne. Luke trying to get it away from Spicer. He'll fire it to Hanrahan. Floated ahead to Hesh. Out to center for Resendez. And then over to Veronin. Stripped of the puck by Desiderio, but he can't clear. Veronin kept it at the half wall. Popped off that wall, but swept off the stick of Hesh and out to the neutral zone. Hanrahan gathered and fired it back in. Comes around to the near side for Veronin. Back to Hesh as he's taken to the wall by Merrill. Desiderio in to support. Veronin pulls the puck out of the scrum for a moment before Merrill worked it up the wall. Kept at the line by Osborne. Luke spun away from one. Outreach to second. Resendez, however, lost the puck. Poked out to center by Spicer. In on the breakaway. Spicer tried to lift it over Strahl to the top corner, and he missed the cage. Out to center for Resendez. Landon into the zone, spins at the right half wall. Less than 5 minutes remaining. Phantoms trail 3-0. Dubuque able to get control, lifted out to the red line where it is poked ahead by Barron. Houston in the left wing corner. Over to Murphy. Out to Stangram, gains the red line and chips it ahead. Burchell, first one to it below the goal line. And worked it over to Stangram. Shipped to the puck by Konstadisky, kept by Murphy at the left half wall. Then Carter lost the puck, fired around the kick plate by Dubuque. Barron touches it out to center. Picked up at the red line by Brecken Smith, brings it back and fires it just wide of the cage. Bierman will slow it down, and now will play it to the left wing corner with 4 minutes left in regulation. Cleared up the middle and out to center by Dubuque, but right to the stick of Cal Houston. Benock's pass across, stolen by Ruohonen. Into the zone, his shot blocked by DeHaro. Loose puck came to Stangram. Cade carrying ahead. Blue line and into the zone. Cade tried to make a power move to the net. Bierman made the save, and he will cover. Cade Stangram tried to go coast to coast there. Just could not find the finish. Face off to the left of Bierman, 3:41. Net is empty for Youngstown. So 6 attackers on 5. Strahl is on the bench. And Dubuque centerman will be kicked out of the circle. I think that was Aaron. I believe Barron stepping in. Face off won by Dubuque to Dennis in the corner around. Aaron couldn't clear. Shot from the left point by Phantoms. Redirected wide. Behind the cage it comes to Stangram. Up to the point to Wilson. Over left side. Benock. Shot. Bierman. Save. He'll hold. Face off to the right of Bierman. 3:25 left in the third. Rusinski to take the draw for Youngstown against Aaron of Dubuque, who gets kicked out of the circle. I think Dennis is going to step in to take the draw. And Youngstown wins the draw. One-timer quickly on the cage, shut off by Bierman, and the rebound played out to center. Backtracking for it was Wilson. Jack, little bobble on his pass ahead. He's going to regather behind the cage. And send it over to Bannock. Bannock turns on the Jets, worked it past Aaron and into the zone. Adams shot, Bierman save, rebound, cleared to the corner. Now back behind the cage it goes for the Phantoms. Fed in front, Rusinski fanned on the one-timer. DeHaro keeps the line over to Hanrahan. Back to DeHaro. To Hanrahan, eyes the cage, shot. Right to the glove of Bierman. Providing a screen in front was Slies, but couldn't redirect it home, and unfortunately couldn't take away the eyes of the goaltender either. 2:50 left in the third. Again, net empty for Youngstown. 6 attackers on 5. Hextall to take the draw. Resendez setting up in the shotgun. But it's Dubuque with the face-off win. Loose in the blue paint. Unable to backhand it home. Fighting his way through some checks there was Hextall. Resendez shot, block, came right back to him. Landon below the goal line, comes near side. Banked it to Osborne. Luke back down the wall through Hesh to Hextall in the right corner. Worked it to Jardine, back to Hextall. Jack spins off of Konstantinsky, spins off him again. Lost it to the side of the cage to Malbuff. And Dubuque able to get a clear. No icing on this one. It lost steam at the top of the right circle. Hanrahan back forward. Dubuque fire wagon change. 2 minutes left in regulation as Hanrahan gains the red line and backhands it into the Dubuque end. First one to it, Niedermeyer. Couldn't clear, however. And they'll just scrap along the end glass. So we tick inside of 3 minutes left. Youngstown trailing by 3. 28 save shutout right now for Liam Bierman. Puck finally came free of the scrum. It's picked up by Resendez. Landon tried to pass it cross point to DeHaro. Pass went out to the neutral zone. DeHaro ahead, redirected into the zone by Hextall. Bierman could have hid the empty net there. Instead plays it to the right corner. Ruahone in there. Jardine kept it from the top of the circle. Niedermeyer hustling around to the cross corner as it's clubbed down the ice by Barron. Hit Rusinski. Probably could have been too many men on the ice for the Phantoms as Cornforth to the wraparound. He scores. Gavin Cornforth, the empty net goal, 13th marker of the season. And Dubuque pretty much puts a pin in this one, as right now they lead 4-0. Time of the goal, 18-12. Phantoms just really unable to get much going toward the cage there with the extra attacker. As I think we'll see Cornforth's goal be unassisted as he took the puck away from Connor DeHaro. As the puck is down in the Youngstown end off the faceoff win by Dubuque, but Santilli took it away, poked it to Smith, and then Boucher. Veronin into the zone, got it to Boucher. Less than a minute remaining here in the third period. And it's looking like Bierman may earn the second shutout of the season against the Youngstown Phantoms. Phantoms were also shut out by Jan Shostak here the weekend of the home opener. Puck played back into the Dubuque end. They'll go D to D to the right corner. Looking for Coombs in the neutral zone. He didn't redirect it, but puck didn't have enough steam for icing, so Wilson will start to carry ahead for Youngstown. 20 seconds left in regulation. Wilson's pass ahead looking for Stengram, broken up by Aaron. Dubuque defense has it. It's Allen ahead to center for Jenner's show. Redirected into the Youngstown zone with 10 seconds left in regulation. Wilson out to center, fired back in. Straw will glove it down. Stengram picks it up. And the Dubuque Fighting Saints shut out the Youngstown Phantoms tonight by the score of 4-0. Shots on goal for the game, 28-16 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms with a big shot advantage in that third period as they tried to get on the comeback trail. In fact, Youngstown with 10 shots in that third period. Dubuque with 7. We'll go ahead and step aside for a timeout. Back in 2 minutes for the postgame show here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Get me drain. Get me drain.
Drain or sewer problems? Call Get Me Drain at 330-758-5031 and get it fixed fast. Call now, 330-758-5031.
Premier Bank is powered by people. People like our proud and strong and wonderfully one-of-a-kind customers who trust us with their dreams and goals. People like our attentive employees who listen and collaborate to consistently deliver the best customer service in the business. People like those in our community who help us make the places we call home as strong as they can possibly be. People like you who we look forward to connecting with at yourpremierbank.com. Premier Bank, powered by people. Member FDIC.
Looking to buy or sell a home? Team Marzo with Next Home Go 30 Realty can help. As a premier real estate team in the Mahoning Valley, we bring a unique and progressive approach to real estate using top listing technology, unique signage, and best practices in mobile and online marketing. Our customer-centric approach combines the best of technology with years of marketing expertise to provide an exceptional buying or selling experience. Call us today at 330-503-2250 so you can move with Marzo.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Big. It's a big deal. You get 1 medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. It's the biggest deal in breakfast. It's Dunkin's $5 meal deal.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the post-game show. Final score here tonight, Dubuque 4 and Youngstown nothing. No scoring in the first period. Dubuque got on the board at 4:17 of the second. Ritter Coombs, his 7th goal of the season. Dryden Allen with the assist. 3:40 of the third. Cooper Dennis, a power play goal for the Saints, his 6th of the season. Heikki Ruohonen and Matt Desiderio with the helpers. 11:01. Heikki Ruohonen with the goal. Gavin Cornforth with the assist. 3-0 Dubuque. Phantoms pull Melvin Strahl for the extra attacker, and Dubuque gets an empty net goal at 18:42 from Cornforth, his 13th of the season. Liam Bierman gets the win, his first shutout in the USHL, his 9th win of the season. He stopped 28 out of 28. Melvin Strahl takes the loss. He stopped 12 out of 15. 3 stars for the game. 3rd star went to Gavin Cornforth. 2nd star went to Heikki Ruohonen. And the 1st star with the shutout went to Liam Bierman. Dubuque power play was 1 for 2. Youngstown power play was 0 for 2. Phantoms will be home again next weekend against Team USA. The U18s will be in town for a Friday and Saturday matchup. Puck drops at Friday at 7:05 and a 6:05 puck drop on Saturday night. Great seats still available for both of those games. Teddy Bear Toss on Saturday night as well, so call the Phantoms box office for tickets. For more information, 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825. For engineer Dave Ferris, Brendan Miller on social media, and our supervisor, Jonathan, I am Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. One more time, your final score, Dubuque 4 and Youngstown nothing. We will catch you here next Friday at the Cavelli Center. Sound out. Fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.